Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is match day. Brighton against Manchester United today at Old Trafford. And we have got you covered right here. We're going to have an action-packed show. The Watchalong kicks off later. But for now, you're with me. And we've got some clips to go through, some little bits of the show to go through. And in our first part, you lot have been getting your predictions in. Now remember, you can get your predictions in to paddockmatchday@gmail.com. Get them into us. Make sure don't send them in half an hour before kickoff, because how the hell are you going to get on the show? So make sure they get sent in to us at least a day before, 2 days before, so we can get everything sorted and get you in the show. And you might be appearing on the watch-along ahead of kickoff, just like these guys. Predictions, run it.
Hey, Ronaldo here with another quick prediction, and in the Brighton game later against XG champs, or the XG failures, whichever way you're going to put it. And these are a good side. They play good football, get a lot of touches in your opponent's boxes. And realistically, they just haven't got much of a finisher, and it would be fitting for them to outperform their XG all of a sudden start scoring against us. So I think Brighton's going to be a little bit of a difficult game, and I don't think it's going to be a simple one at all. They have a decent structure, they've got a nice way of playing.
Alright, James here for Stretford. Paddock United taking on Brighton tonight at the kickoff time everyone loves on a Sunday evening. I don't understand why they continue to put kickoff times at this time, because I think everyone hates it and nobody wants to watch football on a Sunday evening, because I think everyone has much better things to do. But anyway, it's happening, and United should win. Good opportunity, especially with the result yesterday with City beating Leicester and Chelsea losing as well. This is time for United to start sort of picking up momentum and getting these points and making that gap bigger at the top between the sort of, second down to sort of fourth, fifth. It's still reasonably tight, but I think if United could get a win today, that'd extend the lead up a bit more and just relax the team a bit more. Means they can drop the sort of points here and there going into this Europa League run, which might be taxing on the squad. We saw with Mourinho, he kind of had to give up the race to the top four to win that Europa League. So.
Hi guys, Andy Tate, Stretford Paddock, Manchester United v Brighton of Hove Albion. Reminiscences of my first time watching United in the '83 Cup final. That's when I got the bug and the taste for Man United from my dad. But this is a very important game now. We have our chance to cement our top four status with results going last night with a shock Chelsea defeat, and that's how you beat Leicester. Little message to United. So they've lost as well, so big chance tonight to put a little bit of breathing space. Liverpool winning last night as well, so we can seal this top four position and just finish this season and try and get maximum points from our games. Some injuries, Martial maybe coming back, Pogba should be fully fit, Bruno, they've been rested, Rashford's right tonight, I think De Gea will come back. So I just want a performance against the Brighton side, who have just gone into a little bit of form winning the last two against Southampton and Newcastle. So we have to, you got to start putting performances. No more excuses being tired. That's what you do, Ollie. You can't use this excuse. So just get the job done, finish the season strongly, and try to win this Europa League, because you got a big summer and a big 12 months coming for everybody, including yourself. Hate adored. Andy Tate, Stretford Paddock, never ignored.
What's good, guys? My name's John. This is the Paddock Matchday prediction. Manchester United face Brighton. First game back off international break, with Chelsea losing 5-2, Leicester losing 2-0 to City. We need to keep our foot on the pedal, and the only way we can do that is with a win against Brighton. I have two scores to give you. One if it's Dean and one if it's De Gea starting in net. So if Dean starts in net, I'm going to go with a 3-0 victory. If De Gea plays in net, I feel it's going to be a 3-1. And that's been my Paddock Matchday prediction. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone enjoys the game. And I hope that we can say that we won the game.
Hey, here with my prediction for the Brighton game. Hopefully Manchester United can get back to Premier League life after the international break with a win. Looking at where Brighton are in the table and their form, I think that we should easily get a win. Not too sure about the clean sheet, so I will go for a 2-1 victory for Manchester United. And I think on the score sheet, depending who's playing, I feel like it will be Bruno Fernandes and maybe Daniel James after he had such a good time at the international break.
United have a reasonable run of form in the next few games, so they should be looking to get results from these matches, because if they don't, then they could slip out the top four, but I don't think they will. I think they've got the talent to beat Brighton, to be honest, who are down towards the bottom of the table, and United should have enough to see themselves off. But last time, of course, United did play them. It wasn't quite as simple, but I think judging on recent form, judging on several other things, United should definitely have enough of themselves to see Brighton off. And I'm going to say 2-0.
I'm slightly worried about the game today. I don't know if we're going to get caught a little bit cold after the international break. And if I'm honest, if we do win, I think it would be a scraping at a 2-1-ish. And I think there's even a possibility of it being a draw, if I'm honest. But hopefully we do get over the line and get the win. And then we kind of solidify our final four hopes.
Kickoff, the Stretford Paddock. Sam Spanner from the United Forever podcast here. Apologise. Got the old cotton mouth, you know. Withdrawal symptoms from not watching enough Man United. Bloody international break. I missed it. I missed you guys, and we're back. My score predictions versus Brighton and Hove Albion. I reckon 2-0 to United, and possibly a cheeky beaut from Bruno Fernandes from just past the halfway line, and he'll do a lovely celebration a bit like this. Cantona! Viva El Paddock!
International break is over. Manchester United are back versus Brighton at Old Trafford. Manchester United coming back after losing in the FA Cup to Leicester, which was a real tough to take. We now got to carry on, finish second, try and win that Europa League. You know, we come up against the Brighton side who are, we've faced for that we were lucky to win them at the Amex. It was a real tough game, but we managed to get 3 points. This one is a must-win game. We need to carry on getting that second place. So my score prediction, I'm going for a 3-1 Manchester United win. Come on, United.
Hiya, I'm Liam. It's my first match day prediction on Paddock. I think the game on Sunday at 7:30 against Brighton will be a tough game, because I think Brighton will come as in a back three. I feel like when we attack, it'll be a back five for them. I feel like the first 15 minutes, half an hour, it will be tough to break down. But I feel like in the second half, the space will come to us, and I think we'll be able to exploit it and score a couple of goals, and I think we'll win 2-0. Put the Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno Fernandes with both goals. Keep up the great work on Paddock. I'm enjoying the content. And come on, you Reds.
Hi guys, Liam here, coming in with my prediction for the Stretford Paddock matchday watch-along. I think the international break came at a good time for United. A lot of players were struggling for fitness, and we had quite an extensive injury list beginning to grow. But that 2-week break has allowed a lot of players to come back from injury, and a few players to be given the much-needed rest they needed. So I think United are set up in a good position to get a result here against Brighton, and establish a bit of a gap between the teams below us. Obviously, Leicester lost to City yesterday, so I think we're in a good position. I'm going to back United to come away with the 2-0 win.
Paddock Match Day, Notch here. Here we are, folks, back again. The return of Ollie's Tricky Vibes Ballers. The return of pre-assists, idea balls, and all those other modern terms that Stan Collymore disapproves of. Oh, and congrats to Paddock FC for their win yesterday. Up the Paddock, lads. Now, the Seagulls, they like to carry the ball and fly forward, so let's use this to our advantage. Win the ball, give it to Pogbird, move it up to Bruno Fernandes, and lay the egg on a plate for our strikers. Now, last time I sent a prediction vid, I actually forgot to give the prediction. But that's how much fun it is doing these, guys. You really should do the same. It's a great laugh. Now, I'm going to say 1-0 tonight, and the winner to happen actually before the final whistle, unlike that return fixture. Trust the Notchster. Thank you to all those guys that got their predictions in. Remember, you can send them in to paddockmatchday@gmail.com, and you might be appearing on our show next week. This week as well, though, on Paddock, we released one of my favourite interviews. Now, I think about a month ago, we got to sit down with Raval Morrison. I've wanted to interview Raval Morrison for a long time. I've been fortunate enough to interview the likes of Gary Neville, Eric Cantona, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, some of my all-time heroes. And left on my bucket list were the likes of Beckham, Fergie, and Raval Morrison in my top 3. I managed to get one of them done. Here's a little clip of the interview. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you like the clip, which I'm sure you will, make sure you go and check out the full vid. Run VT.
I remember Rooney put Rio's phone in your pocket or something like that.
Innit? No.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah, go on. What happened was we had a game, under 16 game, and my phone was dead. So I seen Rio in the hall, and I said, "Can you put my phone on charge, please? Have you got a charger?" So he's like, "Yeah, I'll put it on charge." The first he must have been in the gym because they're getting ready for a game. We're out going to play our game. First he must have come in the change room, Gary Neville, Rooney and that, and Rio took Rooney's phone off charge and put mine on, and they thought I come in the changing room, just threw his phone to the side, put my phone on charge, and come back in from the game. My phone was all over the floor.
Absolutely was and smashed it up.
Yeah, no, Gary Neville.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah, but I think Rio explained to him that it wasn't me that put it on charge, and it was him. And then a few days later, Gary Neville replaced the phone. Yeah.
Did you remember what phone it was?
Yeah, BlackBerry.
It was a BlackBerry,
Yeah.
You had to change your BB pin, everything.
Yeah.
So there you go, not a bad little clip, eh? Make sure you go in and checking out that full video. We did a real long interview. Got to talk about so many different things. Like I said, one of my favourite interviews. Raval Morrison as well. I think he's so misunderstood. And I hope you get to learn a little bit more about him and his story, both on and off the pitch, by watching that interview. But I seriously enjoyed it. Thank you to Raval for his time. And make sure you're going to check that out. You might want to do it after the game today. But let's carry on with today's show. Make sure you are keeping it locked. Getting stuck in those comments. I know the chat as well is going mental around here somewhere, isn't it? Get your super chats in. Get your comments in. Get liking this video as well. I'm sure right now, I can already tell. You lot are just watching with your feet up. You haven't even hit the like button yet. So we haven't even hit 1K yet. So get hitting that like button. Help us hit 1K. And moving on, we have got more clips for you. This week on the Tier 1 podcast, we had Henry Winter, man like Henry, one of the best journalists in the UK. And here's what he had to say to Ronaldo and Jay. Those are bars.
You do need new players. Probably need another central midfielder, centre forward. I mean, if you put Haaland or Kane in your front line, I know Manchester United fans like Anthony Martial, but I don't think he is going to be a number 9 that is going to score a stack load of goals for you. I think eventually Mason Greenwood absolutely will take that. Well, particularly if he's prepared to work on the other side of the game, like the sort of, the heading. And I mean, 2-footed, calmness in the box, Mason Greenwood. I mean, you look at the young talents in this country and you probably go Trent Alexander-Arnold, youngish, Phil Foden, Mason Greenwood, probably Mason Mount, Declan Rice. Those 5, I would say, there are 1 or 2 others, but I would say those 5 are the outstanding young English players in this country. And I think Mason Greenwood, probably the youngest of all of them, I just think he can go all the way as a centre forward. I remember your cup game earlier in the season at Luton, and we actually had a chat with Ollie by the side of the pitch, about 5 or 6 of us afterwards, obviously socially distanced. And Greenwood had come on and scored, and we sort of asked him about him. And he said, listen, he can go all the way as a centre forward.
So thank you very much to everybody for getting stuck in. Thank you very much to you lot at home for bearing with us. We are almost there now. We are almost at that kickoff time. Team news should be coming in shortly. Swatch don't even work. Team news is coming in shortly, so make sure you're checking that out. And over to them guys, where I'm currently at.
Shouted out there,
I know, producer Cam's not in. Instead, producer Callum turns into a very authoritarian type of person. Anyway, my name's Jay Motty, that's Alex Baggers. This is the Stretford Paddock Brighton Watchalong, and you know what it means, don't you?
It means football's back.
No, do you know who's back today? It's the return of the king.
Cantona, is he back? No.
Better than Eric Cantona.
Better than Eric Cantona,
Who plays for Brighton nowadays up front?
Oh, my God.
Give us a like.
Eric Cantona. You've heard it here. Jay Motty's just said.
Jay
Motty's
sobriety's gone out the window. He's back on the snizzle. I'm not. Get involved in the comments. Give us a like. Give us a share. All that jazz. We will have the team news. In case you're wondering what I was babbling on about in jest, Danny Welbeck comes back with Brighton, presumably, unless he's out. Let us know what you think about that. Let us know who you think should start for Manchester United and whether this team news that's been leaked, have you seen this?
Again.
Is accurate.
Again with the team. It's not good, that is, at the minute with this.
Oh, hang on. The team, let's see, because people comment saying the lineups are out, and I think it's sort of like.
Not official.
It's not official. Do you want? You find out. Go on.
I'll go on the
certain report.
The certain reports.
Lots of people in the comments as well. Someone saying Danny Welbeck will haunt us. Remember when he came out of Arsenal and scored against us? Still never get over that.
So
Welbeck, someone saying very good. Very good. Go on.
League team 4 hours before kickoff.
Right, this is unconfirmed.
Usually it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is not too bad. The league team is Dean Henderson in goal, which would be quite a shock to see him back in goal. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, not so controversial. Fred, that's controversial depending on where you are. Pogba, Bruno, Fernandes, Marcus of Rashford, Edison Cavani and Mason Greenwood, which I'm quite... To be honest, people are going to lose their shit when Fred starts today because he was very, very poor in the last few games.
Very, very poor.
He's going to start in it. There's a very good chance he starts. I think he's better than Matic, which is tough to say because they've both not been very good. I just don't think McTominay fits that role with alongside Pogba. So it's a strange one. But yeah, that's the league team, which again, it's not good that this keeps happening. United need to figure this out, find out what's going on and why that's happening all the time. But I like the front three. I like seeing Cavani.
How's that midfield settle back? Is explained.
So that'll be Fred in the number 6, Fred and Pogba kind of next to each other, and then Bruno's the number 10. I'm quite happy with that. That's probably our best
unconfirmed
midfield.
Though.
Yeah,
it's like we said earlier. So it's. I mean, the source is a bit random. It's someone on Twitter who's got. Was it MEN actually? Sorry, what I'm talking about. Was it stemmed from the MEN?
Very random. Yeah. So
it was from the MEN. I mean, for the MEN to go hard with that one early doors is quite surprising. I know we give the MEN a lot of stick, and it's. And it's,
usual source.
Usually, justified, but we'll wait and see with that one. Apparently, Sean Patrick McDade says it's 3-1 Sevilla at the minute. They're playing Fulham.
I left it. We 1-0 down. I left.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Nothing on the United official app, says Glenn F, regarding the team. We won't hear for about another 25 minutes, but let us know. About 15 minutes. Let us know what you think of that team, whether you've heard anything else, or what you think the team should be. Also, you've seen our score predictions. You've heard from the likes of Santa Notch, from the likes of Liam, from the likes of Andy Tate, of course. Let us know your predictions as well. Who do you think, or what do you think, the score will be today? Baggers, I'll start with you. What's the score going to be?
I'm going to go 2-1. I think it's going to be a tough game today for United. I think Brighton have played some good football all season, but just not scored goals. I fancy us to still win. I think with a few players got a break. Bruno actually got a week off, considering before this game, so he's probably had more rest because he didn't play in midweek for Portugal. Pogba, I think, came off in midweek, so he's not played a full time. Cavani's not travelled. Rashford's had a couple of weeks off. Mason's had a couple of weeks off. I think a fresh team. I think we beat them today. I think we're due a performance after the rest of the game. So I fancy a good performance today. So 2-1.
Yeah. Ross Murphy says, Jay, don't forget about me. No, I would never forget about you, Ross Murphy. You're doing a great job moderating the chat as well. Yeah, I know what you mean, because you know me, I love all my XG and all that, mate.
Do you?
Of course. It's one of my favourite desserts. No, but everyone goes on about XG, and Brighton apparently have well up the table, aren't they?
They're like 7th.
Yeah, in terms of the amount of chances created. Now, even though I don't know a lot about this, I can read a table, and I can understand that when a team hits the bar in the post 5 times like they did against us at Airgaff earlier in the season, they're not converting enough chances. And I was talking about Danny Welbeck earlier. I think, just to sum up Brighton and where they're at, was when they played West Brom, they get a penalty. He was a kid.
They've missed 2.
Yeah, the other one kid, I forget his name, takes it, misses.
Was it Morpay that missed it?
No, it wasn't. No, it's the other... Oh, what's his name?
Should know. They shouldn't be playing today.
Anyway, he takes it, misses it. Danny Welbeck takes a second. They get a second one. Danny Welbeck takes it.
He misses it.
Hits the post, comes off the post, hits his leg.
Offside.
And then goes, that's it anyway. Then goes out for a goal kick, and then they start arguing about it. Like,
it's offside.
Yeah, like you're not allowed to do that. So it was, it was a bit of a comedy of errors, and I hope that continues for them today, and they don't convert the chances because they do create. Just quickly, baggers, people in the chat are mentioning David De Gea. Now, the story broke this morning, I think, it might be last night. I think Disco Dave and a few others had it in the paper, in the Mirror, saying that De Gea's going to leave at the end of the season. From the team that's been linked, it looks like he's not in it. So there's 2 questions there. Do you think he's going to go, and do you think he should be playing until the summer, regardless?
I think he's going to go. I think if these leaks are coming out right...
Pascal Gross, sorry for the other missed penalty.
For me, I think it fits. I think that people are arguing whether De Gea is better than Henderson right now. I think that's not what... You look what Ollie's decisions that Ollie's made all the way through. It's not what's good right now. It's what's going to be good for Manchester United for the next 5-10 seasons. And I think that getting Dean Henderson in there is the right thing to do. Whether he ends up being the number 1, I don't know. But I think that holding back a goalkeeper and not having someone like Dean Henderson play isn't the right decision. Look, everyone wants us to win the league tomorrow. Everyone wants us to go for it and everything like that. But I don't think that... I still think that this needs to be a project that gets worked on for 10 years. And I think that Dean Henderson is the start of that next team. And I think to get a goalkeeper off the books of David De Gea with that many wages, that's what they get paid. Wages, with that much wages, much wages, I think is the right decision. I think that even if we have to pay a little bit, let's get a little bit of cash maybe in for him. If we can get a little bit of a transfer fee from him now, if someone's willing to take him. I think there's also, he's had his first child as well. His missus wants to live in Spain, doesn't want to live in Manchester. I think there's a little bit of that. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up back at Atletico or at a different Spanish team. I think he wants to move back to Spain and go on a pay cut. I think he's willing to take a pay cut. So I think there's all sorts of factors that... Look, do I think David De Gea is a better goalkeeper than Dean Henderson now? I don't know. There's an argument to make both ways. But I think that if Dean Henderson's on number 1 next season, I think that's the right decision, I think, for me. And if we can do it, that's great. I wouldn't be disappointed if David De Gea stays, though. He's still a very good goalkeeper. It's either way. I think we win either way what happens. I just think that for the long-term future of Manchester United, Dean Henderson needs to be our goalkeeper.
No, I get where you're coming from. Do give us a like, guys, as well. Got over 1,000 people watching. Hit that like button and get involved in the chat. Listen, I love David De Gea. He's been a great servant to us, but, you know, lots of people were great servants to us. You look at his recent form. When I say recent, I'll go back to... Do you remember when we played Spurs at Wembley? When Matt Rashford got the winner, 1-0. David De Gea was unplayable that game. Yeah. It was like one of the record-breaking number of saves he made. If you're into your XG, then Spurs was through the roof and they didn't get a goal. But I think since then, that was like a watershed moment, because since then, his form has been so patchy. For a player of his quality, now I respect David De Gea, has been a fantastic player for Manchester United. Has his form over the last 18 months been good enough to start for Manchester United? And I'm not sure it has. Even if you took the Dean Henderson thing out of the equation, I still think you'd be thinking, we need a different keeper. I do. I think David De Gea is probably, in terms of form, one of the worst performing goalkeepers in the top 6, if not the worst. And that sounds horrible, and I feel bad saying it because he's such a great player for Manchester United. But in terms of, you know, the saves he makes and the chances, the way he commands his box or doesn't, I don't think he's in a great spell at all. And it's not even a spell. It's been going on for, like I said, about 18 months. And I just feel like maybe now is the time for him to move on. Matthew Wilson, welcome to the Academy. Like you said, he's just had a baby. If his missus wants to stay, that's going to weigh on your mind. And you've got to consider that, because these aren't cyborgs. These are people. They're human beings with feelings. And if you've just had you're starting a family and you're not seeing it as often as you can because your partner wants to live in a different country, then that's going to affect your performances in any job, especially one as high pressure as a footballer for Manchester United. I still like David De Gea, and, you know, he's not saying he's a bad goalkeeper. I'm not saying that at all. I just think in terms of his form, over that period I've spoken about, I don't know if that's good enough to start for Manchester United moving forward.
I think as well, I think you look at going back to, you go back to like 2007 and stuff, and people, or mid-2000s, when people talked about Van Nistelrooy leaving and Zaha replacing him, and everyone's gone, you can't say Zaha's a better striker than, and you might not be able to say Henderson's a better goalkeeper, but with the defenders we've got, we need a goalkeeper that's better in the air and claims things. And I think that also we'd be better with you're better with a younger keeper, and someone like Dean Henderson, who's, what is he, 23, something like that?
Same age as me, yeah.
Same age as you, 23 years old. I think
you're laughing out over there,
and has different attributes to David De Gea. I think that he may improve our team without being a better goalkeeper than David De Gea, which sounds a bit mad, but I think that just his presence coming out makes us a better team than a goalkeeper that might be a better shot stopper. And I think that the problem will be next season, if we get rid of De Gea, people will jump on the back of any mistake Dean Henderson makes. And you can't do that. You have to just say, look, this is going to take time. It's not going to be perfect. Because you don't want to... Look, he may not be the right choice straight away, but I think at this moment in time, Dean Henderson is the long-term future. He's not... Look, who's going to be better in 5 years' time? That's the question you need to ask. It's not who's better tomorrow or next season. is Dean Henderson going to be better in 5 years' time? Yes. Can he do a job right now? Yes. So can we make some money on David De Gea right now? I think there is a point. So I think now is the time to do it, and if he can get it done, I think it fits all parties.
I'll just have a look at some of the comments here, what people are saying about David De Gea. Connor Allen says, De Gea has been amazing for us, but I think his time is over. 10 years is a long time, and Hendo is good enough. Orbits Gizmo says, family is more important than football, plus we've got Henderson. Tom Sin says, great content, guys. Keep up the good work. Love Stretford Paddock. Thanks for that, Tom. Appreciate that. Jay and Joe's adopted son Benjamin, which is the best username ever, says Kepa is way worse. He is, but he don't get in the Chelsea team. No. They've got Eduardo Mendy in it.
Yeah.
Who's their new... Because Kepa, again, they said, you know what, we might have spent more money on you than anyone's ever spent on a goalkeeper at the time, but once he stopped performing, Chelsea, probably the most ruthless club in the Premier League, went off your pop. Absolutely. And brought in another big money keeper who's doing relatively well for him. So, you know, that's maybe... I'm not saying we could copy Chelsea, but I think maybe we do need to be a little bit more ruthless and not so sentimental. Humayad Mirza says, De Gea has had the best Prem performance of all time against Arsenal. In terms of goalkeeper, I think that is probably one of the best. I put Peter Schmeichel, and it pains me to say this, Peter Schmeichel at Newcastle in '96 above it.
Scary. It's a scary one, that.
Yeah.
How good he was that game was... Yeah. Even the Newcastle players talking afterwards, just saying, we couldn't beat him.
It's when you know yourself, bags. You know, like, you could see, like, they'd almost give up.
Yeah.
They're just hitting it up. Like, when you drain their sort of...
It just couldn't have happened at a better time, that, as well.
You're stopping everything. It's so amazing.
Because obviously that was the season that Keegan had his bit of a meltdown, wasn't it? Was that the one? And he's just kind of...
He's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something.
And they were a better team, and to come and be better than us for the entire 90 minutes, and then Schmeichel do that, Cantona score that goal, and you're like... It's great. I mean, the thing with De Gea, that performance against Arsenal was unbelievable. But you can't keep a player because of one unbelievable performance 5 years ago. And
that'd be like saying, I don't know, keep Chicharito because of his game against Villa 10 years ago or whatever. Do you know what I mean? All right, I'm being a little bit daft. But, Nemanja Matic was great a few years ago for Manchester United. Is he great for us right now? He's still in the squad.
I don't think
Phil Jones, believe it or not, had a lot of good games for Manchester United Football Club. But if he was fit, would he be in the starting 11? No, I'm not saying David De Gea's fallen off a cliff like Phil Jones. He hasn't. But we saw it with Jesse Lingard. When your form deserts you, it deserts you at Manchester United, and you need to do something about it. Now, some players turn it around, they knuckle down, or they just get a bit of help, or the fitness returns, or if it's it's injuries or whatever. Other players, they go away and come back, as may well happen with Lingard. I don't know whether he's going to come back. Some players just need to move on, and they look like a much better player when they move on. And it's sad to say, but you think about, a player we always talk about on here is Johnny Evans. And Johnny Evans was a great servant at Manchester United, but just before he left, his form had gone to pot. Then he goes to Leicester, he goes to West Brom, and he's fantastic. Yeah. So sometimes it just happens with players, and that may well be the case with David De Gea. I think it finished 3-1, did it, Aston Villa? We should have the team news. Yeah, finished 3-1.
Very
Aston Villa, so that's sorted. Jack Brady says, we can still win the league, City will bottle it. That's the spirit, mate. I don't know how many you've been enjoying over the bank holiday period. He's obviously been making the most of it.
The last real chance of anything, even. You needed some momentum going from last week, and this week it didn't happen. They got them goals yesterday, and I think that kind of kills it a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right, it does. Someone said, Simsy, comparing Jones, Matic or Lingard with De Gea is a large stretch, lads. Come on. I literally just said, I'm not comparing David De Gea to Jesse Lingard. I'm not. I'm saying when you've got players
lineup is out
on the form, sometimes
the lineup is out, and that is
they need moving on.
The confirmed Manchester United team is Dean Henderson does start in goal. David De Gea is on the bench. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw is the back four. Fred in the number 6 role. Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, and then a front three of Mason Greenwood, Edison Cavani and Sir Marcus of Rashford starts. On the bench for Manchester United, David De Gea, Brandon Williams, Axel Tuanzebe, Daniel James, Nemanja Matic, Donny van der Beek, Scott McTominay and Anthony Martial, who doesn't make the squad, and neither does Alex Telles at all.
Martial picks up a knock, didn't he, playing for France? He limped off, so there's no big surprise with that one. I think we kind of expected that. Yeah. Quite a strong team. Is that the team that you had there?
That is the confirmed, yeah.
So it was leaked?
Leaked and bang on.
When was it leaked?
4:10 was that tweet that I read, so it must have been around 4 o'clock, so 3.5 hours before, which is...
So, does that bother you, that? I've seen some people losing it on Twitter saying they need to sort these leaks out as a joke.
They do, because it's not just been the case of this has been the case for... Under Jose, this happened as well, where there was little leaks coming out, and I mean, who knows where it's coming from? It's not a manager, is it? So whether it's a player, whether it's a coaching staff member, whether it's someone, it's a kit man or something that just sees it all, or I don't know who it is, but
it is weird because it's been going on for a little while. There's certain accounts that seem to always have the team news and the reliable as well. They're consistent with the reliable, and so it's obviously someone who's ITK.
The Brighton team: Sanchez in goal, Veltman, White, Dunk, Moder, Gross, Basuma, Adam Lallana, Trossard. Danny Welbeck returns to the theatre of dreams and Morpay. Sit down.
You got
not clapping Danny Welbeck from home.
He's one of the greatest strikers
on the bench for them
to come from alongside Manchester United.
Moises Caicedo, remember him? We did some. He was coming to United, wasn't he, for a while?
Me and you stood outside Old Trafford
he's
talking
gone.
about him.
Moises Caicedo,
for about 3 months.
Next big thing: Steele, Jose Iscadero, Alexis. McAllister, Carbonic. I should make you. Go on, you need to read that.
Go on, give me that one, brother.
Give a go at that one. There.
Have you just made? Is this photoshopped?
I've not photoshopped it. That's what he's on the Brighton bench.
Alireza Jahan Bakshish.
You've done well there.
I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Alireza. But yeah, he's on the bench. Who else? Go on.
Proper and Zekiri on the bench. For Brighton. Proper.
So. No, I mean, like we're saying, Brighton, they play football the right way, if you want to call it that. Create a lot of chances, but they're near the bottom of the table for a reason.
Can't score goals, and they've got Danny Welbeck playing today.
Well, despite
and
the fact they've got
Adam Lallana, who
one
scored
of the best
against
strikers ever. Adam Lallana, yeah, ex-Scouser. But they have, I think they won the last 2, Brighton.
They have.
They're in a little bit of form, aren't they? I think back-to-back, is it wins, or am I exaggerating that? I'll let you have a little Google there.
I'll have a Google.
Check how wrong I am. But we know that they did it against us at their gaff earlier on in the season. They played really well. They just couldn't finish the dinner. So.
Well, we scored the last game we did. We scored in like 98th minute after the final whistle.
Well, the final whistle was 2-2. We drew, and then it was they went and checked VAR and gave us that penalty.
Yeah, so they have won the last 2 games. So they beat They beat Newcastle 3-0. They beat Southampton 2-1. Lost to Leicester 2-1. Got beat by West Brom and got beat by Palace. So they came off a really bad run of results. But it's a strange one today. If we score first today, I fancy it to be comfortable. If they get the goal, it's always nervous for United, isn't it? If we concede first, because I just don't fancy us at the minute.
Do you remember when teams used to score against us first? I remember West Ham scored against us once first, and we beat them 7-1. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just think, why have you done it? That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Now you've upset us, and we're going back to them, and now it's like they score first. You think, oh God, it's going to be one of them days. I need to find this comment. Milad Gudars says, as an Iranian, I'm proud of you, Jay, for pronouncing Alireza Jahan Bakshish. And then someone else says, Stephen Kilgariff says, Jay's the butcher of Namersfield. Get involved in the comments. Never mind about that, me butchering names, and I do apologise. Give us a like. Let us know about what you think of the team. The team Baggers read out earlier was spot on the money. Let us know whether you think it is the right team for Manchester United. Let us know about the bench as well. We've got some options there on the bench. Said Dan James, who's been in a decent bit of form, got his goal as well for Wales. He's on the bench. Diallo's on the bench as well, so there's a couple of options. Donny van der Beek, everyone loves Donny van der Beek, don't they?
They do, and also Ollie was bigging him up a little bit before the game. Said he's looked a lot better in training.
Bigging him up. Oh right, sorry.
He's beating him up, bigging him up a bit because he's gone away to Holland and said he scored a good goal for Holland, and he just says he's come back, a bit more confidence, looks better. So we may see Donny van der Beek.
Where do you stand with Donny van der Beek?
I think he just needs time. I think that you're not getting in the team ahead of Bruno. I think that he needs... I seen a good article in Athletic writing about Donny van der Beek saying he could play in that deeper role if we had a better player to go alongside him. So if we got someone like a Declan Rice over the line this summer who could play that role, I think you could see Donny van der Beek play more in midfield there. If you see Paul Pogba in there as well, that's the only issue. You're not going to see Pogba, van der Beek and Bruno together. He's seen that this season. It's just not been an opportunity. So I think that it'll all depend on the Pogba situation, but I like him, but I think that we need to just go, look, he hardly played any football from March. Let him get his feet under the table a little bit. Let him get his fitness back. I think he'll come good next season when we need him. I think this season, just write off from a little bit. I think he's used as a bedding in season for the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've sort of gauged Donny van der Beek and what I think of him based almost purely on his United performances. Unlike some people, I didn't see a lot of him at Ajax. I saw him a few times in the Champions League, but I wasn't sort of watching a lot of Dutch football last season. So it's just his appearances for Manchester United, the way I've gone about looking at him and analysing and seeing whether I think he's good enough. And he's done okay. Thought he played well. I think it was at St Mary's early on in the season against Southampton.
Yep.
I thought against Leicester, I thought he was poor, but so were a lot of others. And for me, he just seemed a little bit tentative in terms of getting the ball and giving it and going forward, moving forward with it. He seems to sort of be a little static.
I think Ollie's got a team that wants to be really direct. You know, the likes of Rashford, the likes of Bruno, who don't slow it down at all. They don't play too many easy passes. They go, you know, if they can, they'll try something. I think Donny van der Beek has that in him where he'll just, you know, he'll settle down and keep the ball a bit. And I think we've proven over the last 12 to 18 months, we aren't a team that is very good at when teams have, you know, kind of sat in. I think that as soon as, I think there's a couple of examples where he could have just pinged on over the top and tried that early pass. He's not. He's kept the ball, you know, kept it nice and neat. And I don't think that's what Ollie wants at the minute. I think he wants him to be a little bit more direct with everything. And I think that unless you can put him in a different role, I think you're not going to see a lot of him. I think you'll see a lot of Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes.
Some good comments here. Joe Curio says Donny van der Beek could easily have ended up like Havertz this season if Ollie chucked him in before he was ready. I don't mind him being eased in. He's quality, and also in the super chat's a great point. That I get where you're coming from there, because I think there wasn't a need to throw him in early. No. Bring him in slowly, let him have a sort of season of bedding in. We used to do that all the time, United. It's just this thing now where it's like you expect a player to come in and be, you know, like the second coming of Diego Maradona in his first season.
Well, we talked about De Gea for a while.
His first season wasn't terrible, but it weren't great.
Playing Anders Lindegaard.
Did you remember when Fergie threw him under the bus, didn't he?
Yeah.
I remember that's one of the only times I've seen Fergie like proper just sort of dismiss a player almost in an interview, saying he's not been good enough. I'm going to go with Lindegaard. Carl Hagan in the super chat says strongest 11 we have at the moment. I'm happy to see Ollie put his trust in Dean when Davy's fully fit. Yeah, me and Baggers were talking about that. I don't think anyone, either of us two, are too disappointed to see Dean Henderson in the starting 11. Robert McCarthy as well says Newcastle fans slating Steve Bruce. Come on, the guy was mint in the greatest competition ever, the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup. But put respect on his name. Do you know what, Robert?
Top player.
He was a top player, right, Bruce? My favourite ever game at Old Trafford, and I wasn't even there for the full game, I was only there for 10 minutes, was the Sheffield Wednesday game night 3 where he scored those 2 late goals. Yeah, we didn't have a ticket. Me and my mates got in because he used to open the gates and let people out, and you could just walk in. So we tried to jib in, got there on the day because it was chavs.
Yeah.
Didn't get in. Spent an hour and a half or whatever lingering around Old Trafford. When he let fans out, we went in. And went in literally, one of the first things I saw was Steve Bruce get an equaliser, and then the second thing I saw was him get a winner. Great servant for Manchester United. Not really happening for him at Newcastle, but he'll always be loved at Old Trafford, even if he's not loved at St James's. Someone else, Sons of Grimney, says Bruno back in the goals today.
We need it. He's had a bit of a blip. I think he's had one game where he's not scored. You know, he had a day off at Leicester, and it feels like it's been an age since he scored, but I fancy him to score today. He's my captain in my fantasy team today.
Is it?
I fancy him to get a goal or an assist today, because he usually does. A penalty. Let's get a penalty. Let's just ease everything in. Let's get a penalty the first 5 minutes. Just calm everything down. All will be well.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird with Bruno because there's a couple of things that go with Bruno. One, the standards with him are so high. It's like, it is literally a goal a game, innit? If he doesn't create or score a goal during a game, then people on his case. Secondly, there's a little bit of jealousy from rival fans and pundits and stuff where they can't wait to slay him, they can't wait to jump on him. So any excuse, it's like, oh, he's not all that. He's not as good as you lot make out. And thirdly, there's just this thing with some United fans who just, I think it's like they just don't want to try and find that. I think Joe always points out, like, look for something that no one else has seen. So this guy who scored a goal every game,
Fernandes isn't actually that good.
He's not actually that good if you look at, you know, certain aspects of his game and
if you look at his left foot percentage passes, it's actually only 15%, so he's actually not good at football. He scores loads of goals.
Like, you know, we were 6 points off top 4 when he arrived, and then
finished third,
and he also, you know, during his time here has taken us to the top of the Premier League.
We've added no starting players to this squad this season, and we are second. Like, no one has, you know, we've had no one starting. We've added Dean Henderson, really. Yeah. And you could maybe say Cavani, but realistically, if Martial's on form, does he play?
I don't know, it's paper thin margins in it between them two, and that's more to do with Martial not playing as well as he can do rather than Edinson Cavani playing amazingly. Good point though, Cavani. Discuss. How impressed are you?
Discuss.
Floor is yours, centre. Discuss. No, Edinson Cavani came in, everyone got behind him. Wasn't the signing probably most of us wanted before we got him. Then when we got him, we all got behind him. Scored some goals early doors. Had a lot of injuries recently. It just seems to have gone a little bit sour.
Yeah, it hasn't. I think the injuries has kind of cost us a little bit. It's kind of been, do you know what, this is what we're expecting after a 33-year-old striker and all this. But I think that, for the free transfer we've got, I think he's done okay. I think that this is the big thing next in the summer. There's all these links about strikers and whether we're going to go big for Haaland or Harry Kane or find someone else and do this. And for as much as everyone wants to go, yes, that is the thing we need to do. Let's go out and get a goal scorer. I don't think we're going to spend the money on it. So I think that there's a good chance that Edinson Cavani is our starting striker next season. And I think that he's done okay, but I think he needs to, he needs a bit more out of him. We need to get him in. He needs to be in double figures for us to get to that kind of level, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, it's far too early to go with this, isn't it? It's not worked out, but I think it's flattered to deceive a little bit. Adam McKolla's in the building as well. He's going to be here for the watch-along. You're going to have Joe Smith and myself as well. Give us a like, hit the like button as well. Let us know what you think about the starting 11. You can see it on your screens there. Are you happy with that? You can see the bench as well. Happy with the options we've got from the bench. We know we've got missing a couple of players. Obviously, Anthony Martial picked up a knock for France, so he's not available. But it's a pretty strong starting 11. Certainly one you'd expect to have too much for a Brighton side, which, regardless of how nice the football is, are still right near the bottom of the table.
Yeah, that's all right. This is really our strongest team, I think. It's up there with our strongest team. Don't think it's strongest squad. Obviously, missing out Eric Bailly on the bench. Looks like he's injured again or has really fallen out of favour with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And then, obviously, Anthony Martial not even on the bench with injury. I think that we could add those two to the squad. But, yeah, I think starting 11, I'm happy with it.
Just ask you about Dan James.
Go on, we can talk about Dan James.
He's been playing well. He played well for Wales. Had some good games for Manchester United. Do you think that...
I think he'll just...
Is he proven anything of late, or do you think he's still just a squad player and a decent one, or where do you stand with him?
I think that's what it is. It's a decent squad player. I think he'll do a job in certain games. He'll fill in when we need him, but I don't think he'll ever be a star for Manchester United. I don't think he's ever going to get to that level where he's going to be, better and lead us to be, he's going to be the starting right wing for us kind of thing. I think he'll always be, like I said, squad player, play against certain teams that we need to press or we need to hit on the counter-attack, come and do 20 minutes at the end. I think he'll do those kind of jobs. I don't think he'll be starting for Manchester United. And I think that's a good thing to be getting to that level. But I think there's a couple of players in Manchester United that we need to get to that level with. The same thing, I think Fred is in that kind of position. I think he'll do a job in certain games but shouldn't be starting. Probably McTominay as well. Probably can... I want him to play 35 games a season, but those games, they don't matter as much, or he's doing a job. I think that's the level that these kind of players are. And I think Ollie, when he's had the chance, has got us to that level where they haven't been playing. I think you've seen that.
A lot of people in the comments talking about Dan James and Fred as well. Some people saying, because we were saying this is one of our strongest teams, if not our strongest team. People saying Fred doesn't make our strongest team. I mean, he's not having the greatest of spells recently. The last few weeks, I think he's not been at his best. Certainly wasn't against Leicester, although, to be fair, none of them were. So, yeah, there's a debate there about that. James McManus says, I would have started McSauce. Danny Gray says, Dan James makes Aaron Wan-Bissaka a better right-back because of his energy. That's one thing you always get. Dan James will always track back. He'll always get involved in that defensive aspect of the game as well. Someone's saying, hey Jay, in case you read another one of my comments, it's pronounced Kerkeryo. Thank you. If everyone can do that, we can save myself a lot of angst.
Can you just spell all your names
phonetically spell them, thank you. One player who I think has been playing well, not really been scoring a lot of goals, but I mean he scored one in the cup, but he's not having his most prolific season in terms of goals, but his performances steps up. Has been Mason Greenwood. What have we made of him this season so far?
I think you're right. I think the last 6 weeks or so, I think his performances have gone up. I think he's looked a lot better.
Yeah.
I think he's added a lot more to his game. I think he holds the ball up well. I think he's getting used to playing that inside right-hand side position. I think he's doing well there. But you're right, he's not scored the goals this season. I think they hit the bar or something, or the keeper's made a good save in the last couple of games.
Was it West Ham where he had a couple of chances, then he went through and I think he hit the post, and then there was a one where Fabianski made a really good save.
Yeah, and I think that last season they were going in for him. A little bit of luck in the sense of that, but I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing well. I think that we need to really remember that that's the norm for a 19-year-old, is to have a little dip. You know, there's these freaks in nature that are out there doing it at 19 years old. It's not really the case for everyone. I think that you look at the likes of, you look at players like Cristiano Ronaldo at 19, he wasn't at the level that Mason was at 19. You know,
there was a thing with Ronaldo when he came in, burst on the scene with some performance where everyone was going, wow. And then as a bit of a lull, and everyone, I'm not saying that Green was the same as Ronaldo, but you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, I remember Ronaldo was like, oh, it's one, it's one-trick pony and all this sort of stuff.
By the way, Joe, the football's not on that channel, by the way. You know
comes
that,
back and comes back, and obviously goes on to the things he did. I've been impressed with Mason Greenwood. I think he's been playing well recently. He obviously had a lot going on early on the season. We saw him; he was liking some of the posts we were doing, where I think he lost his friend as well, and there was all that drama that went on with England that I don't think Gareth Southgate handled well at all. I think it was pretty disgraceful. But recently he seems to be enjoying his football more, playing well, and the goals will come because he is a fantastic finisher. He's one of the best finishers. You listen to some of the academy people and the people who have been around the club for years, and they talk about Mason Greenwood as being one of the best youngsters they've ever worked with and they've ever seen. So you can expect him to get loads of goals during his career. Go on.
Harold Maguire, captain again today. 100th appearance for Manchester United already.
100 games?
100 games.
And when did we buy him? 1993?
600 days ago we signed him.
Right. So by the time I can work this out. That's literally a game every 8 days.
Oh, you were so close. So close. It's every 6 days.
Oh,
that's more than one a week.
More than you said.
Yeah, I mean, is it Ronaldo Brown that always says the best ability is availability?
I think we've just pinned that on Ronaldo. It might not even been in, but I think we'll go with Ronaldo. He stole it off someone.
I like that we're crediting Ronaldo Brown with something that
he stole off somewhere else.
Wasn't it Ronaldo Brown that said to be or not to be? I think it was. But yeah, he's got whoever said it, and Ronaldo obviously told it. He's got a point though, because Maguire always plays. He's always available, and we love Eric Bailly. He's injured quite a lot. He's not in the squad today. That is a problem as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, do you think that Maguire deserves more credit for the fact he's always?
I think it's one of those. I think that he's right in the middle of the people that think he's really good think that he's the best defender of all time, which I think is off the mark. But then the people that think he's bad think that we should get rid of him as shit. That's also, I think, off the mark. I think he's a very, very good player. Whether he should be captain at Manchester United, I'm not 100% sure.
Who would you have as captain?
I don't know. I don't think you should strip anyone of captain to give it Bruno, but it should be Bruno.
You reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it probably should be Bruno, shouldn't it?
I'm just completely biased. I'd probably just give it Marcus Rashford.
I
wouldn't take it off. I wouldn't take it off.
I wouldn't take it off.
No, because I think that. And plus, to me, Maguire's funny because I think sometimes he suffers with a little bit of confidence. He seems to suffer in early on in the season when again another one who had a bit of a drama during the summer and things went obviously on his holes didn't go according to plan, shall we say? But he's been in decent form recently, and I think me and Joe were talking about this the other day on the preview. If you look at United and the way things have gone, especially against this Big Six moniker that everyone likes to stick on the games against the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal and all these other teams. It's not conceding goals has been the problem. We've kept a lot of clean sheets. We've had probably too many 0-0s and stuff like that. But Maguire's been doing his job. It's probably those around him further up the pitch that haven't. So, I don't know, sometimes I think he's just because of the £80 million fee, because sometimes when he has made mistakes, he's been sort of, have looks a little bit clumsy. It's easy to pick him out. But on the whole, I think he's been a good signing for Manchester United.
And I think that a lot of how good Luke Shaw's been, I think Harry Maguire should take a lot of credit for that. I think he does a lot of filling in and stuff, as allowing Luke Shaw to go a bit further forward. I think he's done well with that this season, which he doesn't get the credit with. Whereas, Robertson can't play without Van Dijk. That's not a possibility. But I think that Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire have got a decent relationship and have figured things out okay this season. I think that he's done well, Harry Maguire, and 100 games to do it in this short period of time is quite impressive.
I'm looking forward to seeing Paul Pogba today.
We've missed him.
We have missed him. We've seen Milani came on and obviously got his goal and was fantastic. Leicester, he wasn't really fit. You could see it caught with him very quickly. Hopefully, he'll be back at his best today, because I remember getting asked this months ago when we were briefly top of the table, and it was like the only way that's going to be remotely a consistent title challenge is if Pogba stays fit. I even said Bailly as well, because he was playing well.
That was the same.
And obviously, as soon as that didn't happen, it all started going wrong. But you saw Pogba. We talk about Bruno when he's not performing, others need to step up. Pogba did that, didn't he? When,
he did.
You know, against Burnley, against Fulham, other games as well, not just the games where he got goals. When Bruno tailed off a little bit, Pogba, when he's playing, he's another focal point of the team. Do you think maybe he could have a big say today? Because you'd expect Paul Pogba to do well against a team like Brighton, especially, wouldn't you?
The fact he's there means that, you know, Bruno's got a little bit more space. The fact Marcus is back playing again, hopefully he's more fit than he has been the last few weeks. I think that he creates more space for everyone around. So I think, yeah, and you said then about for us to win the league, I think that's been the case for, sadly, any team that's beaten Manchester City in the past, 10 seasons or something, or not even that, 8 seasons. They've had a starting 11 that stayed pretty fit and got very lucky with injuries, because when you're in the position that City are, where they rest yesterday, Cancelo, John Stones and Gundogan and Mahrez and Sterling that didn't start yesterday, they've got the best squad, so they can rotate. Whereas a team like Man United need to have that luck that Leicester had that season, where they just went all season without injuries. You need to have the luck Liverpool had last season, which is no injuries kind of thing. And I think that's the luck that we've not had in these last few weeks. This is about Anthony Martial from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who said, unfortunately Martial sprained his knee with France. It's always when they go away for internationals. It's fingers crossed and hopefully going to come back fit. Losing Anthony for what might be the rest of the season.
Oh, fuck off. Seriously?
Is very disappointing. So that could be Anthony Martial's season done due to an international break, which I don't think he was fully fit going into that. I think there was question marks whether he should have gone in the first place, but that could be
potentially losing our top scorer from last season for the rest of this season isn't great, especially when you look at Cavani's injury record so far.
And then that's
United.
it.
And
then that's it. There's no one else. We've not got anyone else unless we're bringing up.
Unless you're sticking.
Greenwood
can play down the middle. To be fair, I don't think Marcus Rashford does very well down the middle. I think he's much better on the left hand side. So I don't really see him as an option as a number 9. So yeah, that is a real worry and a real disappointment. We've also got people said this before. We've got the youngsters, but they're not ready yet. You can't be throwing out for me. You can't be throwing the likes of Hugo or McNeil in now.
Go and win as Europa League, lads.
Yeah,
you're 18 years old.
That is a massive blow, and it's a shame because Martial had a great game, didn't he? At the Etihad, didn't get his goal, but played well. Yeah. He was open right now,
and he played well for France. He assisted the goal for Dembele. Looked really sharp and no good.
No, Anthony Martial potentially. We don't know yet. It could end up that he comes back in a few weeks, whatever. But losing our number 9 for the rest of the season is obviously a massive blow for Manchester United. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Someone here in the chat says, Neventa Sports says Europa is pointless. It's a trophy. I'll take it. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're in it, I want to win it.
Well, that's the thing. If United go, it's pointless. Doesn't matter whether we win it or not. Is like the amount of stick we get if we get knocked out is ridiculous. So we still need to focus on it. We've got Granada in the week, so.
Someone in the chat saying, Danny Gray says, Martial has no luck with France. He's put no in capitals. He was left out of their World Cup winning squad and now got injured. He was a bit unlucky, really, wanting to get left out of the squad. I think when Alexis Sanchez came in and Martial got dropped, it all sort of went wrong for him. And you felt for him because he was one of them as well. If he'd been in that squad, even if he hadn't kicked the ball, he would have got World Cup winners medal.
Winning a World Cup,
because
losing out.
They had a few players on the bench who barely got a touch, didn't they? Who ended up with a medal, and that would have been him. Yeah. It's just not really happening for him on the international stage, really. I think he's got 1 goal or something as well for him. Not really had the rub of the green. Hopefully, though, like I said earlier, we can see him before the end of the season. He's not confirmed.
Keep Edison Cavani fit. I think we'd be all right, but it's a big if. 33 years old, he's not had a great run of games this season, so we'll see. And maybe it's the young lad Ahmad that'll have to come in, fill in, whilst Greenwood maybe goes to the number 9. Maybe Dan James gets another run. Someone might have to step up.
Might have to do a little bit of moving around there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You can see the team on the graphic there. I'm going to run through the team again. You've got Dean Henderson in goal, obviously. You've got Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof as your centre-back pairing. Luke Shaw on the left-hand side, and Wan-Bissaka at right-back in the midfield. You've got Paul Pogba and Fred. I know Paul Pogba's sort of sat next to Fred there. Expects him to get forward. Both of them to get forward, actually, because Fred likes to go wandering, doesn't he? Then you've got further up the pitch, you've got Marcus Rashford on the left, Bruno Fernandes in the middle, and then you've got Mason Greenwood, who's dynamite, on the right-hand side, and then Edinson Cavani up top. The substitutes, you've got David De Gea. Baggers, if you want, I'll just bring up the Brighton team as well. Substitutes, got David De Gea. For that. Axel Tuanzebe, Brandon Williams, Scott McTominay, Nemanja Matic, Amad Diallo, Daniel James and Donny van der Beek. We're going to be going over to Joe and Maka in a minute. Before that, though,
This is the Brighton team. So Robert Sanchez, Ben White, linked with this week, 35
Yeah,
million quid.
he's the one, isn't he?
I'll have a watch of that one today.
You know, gathering a bit of momentum, that story.
Lewis Dunk, Joel Veltman, that looks like a back three. Jakob Moder, Adam Lallana, Basuma and Pascal Gross. Trossard, Danny Welbeck, starting up front alongside Neil Maupay.
I'm
not reading their bench out.
Reception.
Not reading their bench out because there's too many names we can't pronounce. So
I'm not reading the bench out.
Their bench out.
Why just read that bench out? We're not bloody.
Michael Carbonic,
UKIP,
Alexis McAllister, and that's what it is. It's McAllister. Not making that up. Jahan Bakashish.
Very well done.
Alzate, Isa Cadero, Steele, Proper, Moises Caicedo, the player for Manchester United that never happened, and Zekeri.
There you go. You see, don't you feel better now? You've read them all out.
Not sure.
You've given them all a little shout out there. We don't leave anyone out on this.
By the way,
shout.
have you seen
inclusivity?
That Scott McTominay has seen one of our McSaw shirts.
Has he seen it? Right,
He has seen
because
it.
I know that was it Alexis Nunes who was
Nunes
interviewing him.
So
who's got one of his
He
shirts.
apparently approves, but he does not approve of being called McSauce, but he does like the T-shirt.
He does like the T-shirt. Well, we'll have to send him one.
We'll have to send him one.
Yeah, if you're watching, Scott, send us your address
I
in
hope
the chat. Put your address in the chat and
I
we'll send
really
you
hope
one.
you're not. I hope you're on the bench or warming up. He's watching whilst he's warming up.
Yeah, it's almost like that was a joke. Jesus Christ.
You're going over to the Bantam Brigade.
I know, I can't wait for that one already. It looks like it's a load of fun over there with them two. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's go over there now because they're so full of the joys of spring.
Yeah.
That's Adam McKola you can hear shouting in the background, and Joe Smith. I'll be joining them shortly. Baggers will be back.
He won't be. It's a special episode today.
Special episode.
And because it's special, there's no half-time show. There's no bingo.
Special it is. There's no half-time bingo. But we'll be hearing from him at some point in the future as well. If you're not liking, give the video a like. Yes. Yeah, give me a free. Redeemed himself there. Let's go over to Joe and Adam McKola.
Right, we're here. Is that free and easy? You can move it.
I hope so. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Watchalong. I'm joined by Adam McKola.
All right, I'm joined by Joe Smith.
How are you with your little sort of ice hockey jersey on?
It's an old one, this.
It's good. How old would you say it is? Out of 10.
I took out of 10?
Yeah, out of 10.
10 what?
10 being the oldest it could have been.
3.
Right, see, pretty old still. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
What are your thoughts going into this game? Because
I've fluctuated between we're going to lose today and we're going to batter them 6-0. That's been...
They're your two kind of modes that you can be
so all day, well, since Chelsea dropped points against West Brom and they got 5 on it, like loonies. Yeah. Since then, I thought we're going to follow this pattern of big teams drop points, you know. Everyone below us, Tottenham, well, they gained a point, didn't they? It was a good, solid point for them against Bruce's Newcastle.
Very impressive result by Tottenham getting a draw.
Chelsea dropped points. Leicester lost. So everybody below us, apart from Liverpool, have dropped points. So a win today, and I think it wraps up our top 4 spot pretty much.
Because I think we'll go 9 points clear of 5th if we win today, won't we?
Yeah. And I think we'll be 4 points clear of Leicester, which will be a good position to be in as well. But every time we've had this opportunity to pull away, we've managed to shoot ourselves in the foot. So that's what's worrying me a little bit. And Brighton are very, very good. I think Ronaldo tweeted from the Devils account that this will probably be the day they outperform their XG.
I know.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know about this whole XG thing, we've spoken about it before. I'm sure a lot of people will know about
Stats killed football.
But what is that? What's going on with XG? What does it mean? And what do you mean Brighton outperforming it?
I was going to make a joke then, but it's...
Go on. I'm happy for you to make a little joke.
I'm not going to make a joke. I didn't know where it was going.
Do a little joke.
No, you don't know where it's going, and then you could just go down the path where you don't want to be.
I do it all the time.
J. Motty here, ladies and gentlemen.
Problem is,
I made a joke about McTominay giving us his address
on saxophone, Mr. J. Motty.
And it went down like a lead balloon in this room.
I like that. I don't know why.
I was quickly told off.
We'll have none of that shit banter around here.
Go on then.
Shanter.
Give us some of your wicked banter.
Yeah,
Wanter, as I call
hey.
it.
Oh, I've heard you called something similar to that before.
Wanter.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, that's awful. What were we talking about?
You've got a joke.
We basically got a chance to seal top 4 today, but we'll probably fuck it, is my point.
But in recent years, I agree, every time we've had these opportunities, we've fucked it.
Recent years? You not watched this season?
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to, because there were points when we had a chance to go top if we won, and we've won, and we've had chances, against like City. A lot of people thought we're going to drop points there, we're going to lose, allow Leicester to go ahead of us. We beat City. I think whilst we still have done what you've said, I think we do it less now than we have done in recent years.
Yeah, but that's because we're a better team than we were then, or we have better players. But you can't deny that when I don't know if it's pressure or expectation.
Yeah,
they probably go hand in hand, don't they? But when that is on, we can't deliver. Whether it's a semi-final, whether it's you win today and you're still in this title race, we don't win. You just feel that.
Do you think maybe that's like with City? You mentioned City there. That was almost like the pressure was off a little bit because no one thought we were going to win.
And the title race is over.
Yeah. So it's like, even though that's a massive win and a great performance, it's almost one of those where no one gave us much of a chance.
True, but I may be mistaken on this. I know obviously they.
I know we lost the semi-final.
Weren't Leicester ahead of us when that game started? Were we in third when we started that game? I may be incorrect there, but obviously either way we could have gone behind Leicester.
Because it was just that ridiculous run that City had been on. But yeah, I mean, it is frustrating because you look at the games we've won, the teams we've beaten, and yet we've lost to worse teams in some of those semi-finals that we've lost, haven't we? The Chelsea game or whatever last season, FA Cup still sort of stings, man.
And they battered us in that game as well, didn't they?
I know we rested players, whatever, but it wasn't.
Well, we've been playing that same formation, same team, 11 same players, like week in, and then we just changed it and got battered. And we've got a super chat from Detwork. He says, excited to see Pogba and Cavani together today. Someone can actually see his runs at last.
Pogba back.
Yeah.
I was beginning to get excited about Bailly being back, and it just looks like Ollie don't fancy him. And I'm not going to lie, I'm disappointed by that because he's our best defender and there's been a clear improvement in our defence whenever I've seen Bailly in the team. Now, you can look at his injuries and stuff, but there's been times when he's been fit and not used.
What's the script with him? He's not on the bench, is it?
It looks like he's going, in it.
Oh, was that it then? It's not
if he goes,
sorry, it's not an injury then. This is what I'm getting at today. It's form or tactics, if you want to call it that.
But Pogba being back is great, isn't it? Because one of the issues for us over the last couple of weeks has been that pass through the thirds.
I was going to say, just keeping the ball from our defence to the midfield has been terrible.
And Pogba does that so well. Yes, people will look to the point times where he dilly-dallies on the edge and gives it away and stuff. But generally speaking, bringing the ball from the midfield to the front four, he does well.
It's incomparable to compare the way Fred takes the ball from our 18-yard box to the halfway line, and then you compare that to how Pogba does it. I know Pogba, like you said, he has had the ball nipped off his toe occasionally, but he takes the ball from our 18-yard box to the halfway line so much better than anyone else we've got in the squad, like miles better.
No, he does, and it's like you say, it's great to see him back in the team. We've missed him. We were saying this a few weeks ago. Like, as soon as he was out of the side, you felt it straight away, didn't you? And especially the pressure was on Bruno. He hasn't got that player next to him who's world class. There's no, you might like Freddie, you might like McTominay, and I do, but they're not in the same sort of level remotely as Paul Pogba. So as soon as he went out of that team, we started to suffer, and the results showed that.
You know what's been really good though recently? Maguire's performances have improved, which I've liked. He scored a good goal for England the other day as well, which I thought, because when was it the first international break of the season where he got sent off?
Yeah. After all, everything
he walked off and his shoulders.
Everything was going wrong for him,
and it just looked like
it was like he'd had that summer. He'd come back. United hadn't been great. He goes away with England, gets a red card.
Yeah, and he just looked like he wants to cry.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, he did.
And I remember thinking, I feel sorry for this guy. Like, just give him a month off or something. Don't let him go Mykonos. And then, and then, like, he's managed to turn it around in the last couple of months. And I think, yes, I'll always have my little things with Maguire where he looks really clunky and weird and, not right. But he's been very good.
But I get where he can. But he does the job. Like, he might look a bit weird and clunky, but I don't give a shit what he looks like if he's keeping clean sheets, which he's been doing. Yeah. The problem we've got this season, especially like against the bigger teams, we've talked about it in the preview, was he's not keeping clean sheets. No. It's not scoring goals against them. Harry Maguire's been doing his job. Yeah. It's just at the other end of the pitch we've struggled.
Yeah, it's a shame as well because it's easy to point to him and say, any goal United concede, it's his fault. When really, like I said, in the big games, against City twice, we haven't conceded against them, against Arsenal, We got one clean sheet against them.
What you were saying then, the England
Chelsea.
thing. Was it you talking about it the other day when people were blaming him for John Stones' mistake?
Yeah, and there was tweets. There was tweets with thousands of likes. So not just like some account with 18 followers who's just done a tweet that I've seen. Thousands of likes with a circle drawn around where Maguire was on the pitch and a circle drawn just around some space saying where Maguire was, where Diaz would have been. And John Stones would have had a pass on. And therefore, it's Maguire's fault that John Stones gave the ball away for that England goal.
In that instance, and I've seen the picture that you're on about.
Yeah.
And I looked at it for 5 seconds and I've seen loads of things wrong with it. But in that instance, John Stones has 2 other free passes.
Kyle Walker, literally.
Yeah, and whoever the midfielder is.
And the goalkeeper. Yeah. He's got 3 passes on.
And it's his first touch which meshes him up.
Yeah, it's not like he's not looking up. He's not caught on the ball.
If his first touch is right, if you look at Maguire in that instance, he's running back into position. So he's running into an area where he can receive that pass. But your touch has to be within your body. His first touch was pretty heavy.
Terrible. That's where he lost the ball. So yeah, just ridiculous. But like you said, Adam, I think he's been a lot better the last few months in particular. Speaking of form and players who have not quite been in form, you mentioned it before, but I want to get your opinion on it. Solskjaer talking about Martial before, for those who haven't heard. Solskjaer said, unfortunately, he sprained his knee with France. It's always when they go away for internationals. It's fingers crossed and hope that they're going to come back fit. Losing Anthony for what might be the rest of the season is very disappointing.
Fuck off.
Give me your thoughts on that as... potentially losing Martial. It's been I think undoubtedly his worst season at United
of his life.
And now it looks as though he might. Well, yeah.
To be factual, it is
because he'll have obviously been one of the best players in every season.
We didn't buy him because he was having seasons like this at Monaco.
So Matt will be out for the rest of the season now, or somewhere. In that
if
region.
Cavani and Greenwood and Rashford stay fit. Listen, hear me out. Obviously, look, I'm disappointed that Martial's injured. My favourite player. I want him to see him fit. I want to see him end the season on a high note and score goals. Yeah. But he's going through one of them phases at the moment where everything seems to just not go well for him. And I kind of feel like him just ending his season now and starting from fresh in the summer is probably the best thing for him. Personally, it can't seem to get any better for him at the moment. Maybe he just needs come back in pre-season, have a little. By then he can probably have a holiday. Get steaming somewhere, come back. Let's go have a good pre-season, get ready. I kind of feel like maybe this is what he needs. If he continues to stink the place out up until the end of the season, then it's going to be like, are we selling him now?
It's
at least now it's like,
it is
I'm
painful
injured.
sometimes.
That's why I haven't scored. Now obviously that's not why he hasn't come for it. But in the last couple of months, I just need a fresh start. And I think it could probably be a blessing in disguise in a weird way for him. But for United, it's fucked.
So do you think there's no way obviously he's not going to recover his form to the to a 15-goal season or whatever. But me and Jay were saying before that the best case scenario for Martial now is almost like a Sheringham 99 season where you actually look at his stats, he got 6 goals. He's not going to do the treble, but he might get you a goal in some big games between now and the end of the season where you kind of go, you know what, he didn't get a lot of goals, but he got us a goal in the Europa League semi. Yes. He got us a goal in the Europa League final.
Important
there's
goals.
A chance important goals his way out of...
And important performances. I mean, you look at the City performance.
Well, exactly.
Man of the match, wasn't it?
The problem is the stats aren't there in terms of...
No, but I mean,
people...
He could have done that between now, and that was obviously... Yeah. The hope.
And the thing is you're saying there, Macca, is if Cavani don't get injured, for example, I mean the guy's missed 8 of the last 10 games. Do you know what I mean? It's it's a big if, innit? And it's Mason Greenwood can play down that middle, definitely. I don't think Marcus is really
maybe that
great
though,
down in that position. I think he's far better on the left.
If we win today, and we go 9-10 points clear of 4th, then I don't actually mind. Top 4 should be done.
Yeah.
Barring a disaster where you lose 5 of your last 8 games of the season or whatever it is. Top 4 should be done. So then it's about, right, get Ahmad ready. Let him play in that right wing position.
Yeah.
Get Martial coming out, you put Greenwood through the middle, Rashford on the left, Ahmad.
Yeah.
Start trying to get these boys ready. Because for all we know, Ahmad looks great at the moment, and you hear reports of him looking amazing in training. But he might need a year on loan.
Yeah.
He might. So let's try and discover that now, in between now and the end of the season. If these players are out, what I would hate for us to do is just kind of you know, and this isn't no disrespect to Dan James because I think his form's been better, but playing him on the right every week, it's like that ain't his best position. His best position is on the left. Like, use the players in their right position to the end of the season. So maybe have a look at Ahmad and think, can Ahmad be that guy next season?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or do we need to send him on loan? There's a few people in there coming through where if Pogba leaves this season, Hannibal Mejbri could be not starting, but pushed closer to the first team. Can we get him 2-3 games between now and the end of the season? Let's see what level he's at. So I think winning this game could be massively important for us in terms of obviously top 4 and getting Champions League football. But the way we can treat the rest of the season as well.
Yeah, because at the moment, it's not settled by any means us being in top 4. And obviously second place with 1 point ahead of Leicester.
Yeah.
Or I think we're on even points now after Leicester's point yesterday. So
Leicester's lost.
Leicester's lost. Sorry, it is 1 point still. I'm thinking of who was it? Liverpool who drew? No, who drew yesterday?
Okay, we've
Tottenham.
also got another quote from Simon's Peach in the last 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry, go on.
Which says, it's from Solskjaer, so Solskjaer said it. He sprained his knee with France, and it looks like he'll be out for a few weeks. But we hope to get him back before the end of the season. So
it's one of those. But I mean,
isn't that the quote we had from Ollie earlier?
It is, but it's a slightly different version. It must have been one to one outlet, one to another outlet, because it's essentially the same news, isn't it? It may be the end of the season, certainly a few weeks. If you think, what is it? Start of April. You know, we've only got 8 weeks left in the season. If less than 7 weeks. So if a few weeks, like it did with Paul Pogba, if a few weeks becomes 7 weeks, literally like it was with Paul Pogba, that's it. So I think really as well, maybe all about the sounds of that, and hopefully it is the case that he's kind of putting a bit of extra seriousness on it to emphasise his point about players going away for internationals and coming back injured. Maybe it's like, I've sent him away and now he's done for the rest of the season.
Because I watched that game that he played in. It was an awkward injury for him. Yeah. He kind of got. It looked like a dodgy one. It looked bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It looked bad. It didn't look like it was just a little knock. That's for sure.
He's had no luck with France, him, has he?
No, it's weird that, isn't it? His whole career he's really struggled to do anything for France, isn't he? Getting picked a lot of the time.
Yeah, and he missed out, didn't he? In
the World Cup famously.
18.
Right, let's speak about.
Deschamps stuck with him though, and that was a surprise to me, that he was even in the squad in the first place.
Yeah.
So he must have the faith of the manager at the moment, which is good for him, because it would have been bad for him. And now this injury could ruin him for the Euros again. But you know, if you go into that Euros, imagine he's part of the France team that wins it. You're coming into United next season feeling like the man of the year. You know what I mean?
10%. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? If he this injury could easily cost him his place, and then all of a sudden he's 24, turning 25, and he's never been to a major international tournament.
Because Mourinho and injuries.
Difficult for him, wouldn't it? Speaking of someone else who's on the sort of periphery of the national team at the moment, Dean Henderson. We talked about it before the international break. De Gea went home, had a new baby, looking after the baby, had to quarantine, was away. Henderson got, 5-6 games in a row? Plenty of clean sheets in that time as well. Everything's settled, everyone's back, everyone's in the squad. Dean Henderson starts again tonight. If we can get the squad up on the screen, very good. Let's go out immediately. I barely even thought
it. Right on it, innit?
Dean Henderson's starting tonight. De Gea on the bench, so he is fit. This is the first time we've really had the position to say, or to really ask the question, is Dean Henderson now Manchester United's number one? There were reports yesterday coming out of the Mirror, I think it was, that United are ready to sell De Gea in the summer. What are your thoughts on that, Jay? First of all, I'll start with you. And do you agree that, at the moment, Dean Henderson is United's number one?
I think he probably is. I mean,
because before you could say, well, De Gea wasn't there, and then the first time De Gea was back was a cup match, and then you kind of think, well, maybe he won't play.
He didn't play for Spain, did he? So it's not like he's knackered from. Even if he did, it doesn't matter because he's
a goalie.
He's a goalie. But I think now this probably was the game of the biggest indicator of where Ollie's head's at with it, because he's sort of been mixing them both up. You've always felt that De Gea's had the edge. Now there's this story about his contracts and going in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, the jury's still out a little bit with Dean Henderson. He's still only young. He's not had a real run in the team. And we've seen this before when goalkeepers have had a decent start to the Manchester United careers, and then, post-Schmeichel, pre-Van der Sar, we had a few sort of who flattered to deceive. So we have to wait and see. But for me, David De Gea has just not been a David De Gea of old for the last 18 months. He's just not. And I think that's the main thing. That's the only reason why we're even having this conversation.
Yeah.
If David De Gea
That's
was
a good
playing
point,
as well
actually.
as he can play, and we've seen him in the past, there's no way Dean Henderson would be in the team today.
There
They're
are
even close to that.
There's only a handful of keepers in history who would have taken De Gea's spot in this team if he was still.
He was the
playing
one
how he
player we
was
had that you
before
could
the World
always
Cup.
say would get in anyone's team. The one at a time when others, like maybe him and Pogba for a spell. But now you're having this conversation, not because Dean Henderson's been amazing, but because David De Gea hasn't been as good as he used to be.
What do you think, Adam? Is Henderson the number one now? And if he is,
No.
should he be? What do you reckon?
No. He probably is in Ollie's eyes, but he shouldn't be, in my opinion. And let me start off by saying I like Dean Henderson. I think he's got massive potential, massive ability, and I think he'll go on to have a great career. But I do think this is a little bit of Manchester United rushing this situation to try and appease Dean Henderson, try and make sure he doesn't want to leave. Also, because we've fucked up and gave David De Gea an incredible contract that he's probably like we gave it to him as his decline started. It was a weird time to give him that deal.
375,000 a week.
Yeah, and I mean, when you add that to what we're giving Romero, Lee Grant, and Dean Henderson and Dave, we're spending a ridiculous amount on our goalkeepers. But if you take the money out of it, and I'll just look at the goalkeepers that we have, for me, De Gea is still ahead of Dean Henderson. For me, De Gea should still go into next season as our number one, with Dean Henderson there to fight for that spot and push him all the way. The problem for me is I think Dean Henderson's top notch and he will be great in the future. But this season, he's made mistakes. He's made a number of mistakes against Sheffield United, against Liverpool. He's made a few mistakes here and there, or goals where you look at and you think, could he have done better with that? AC Milan, for example. The other week, McTominay should have made the header to clear it, but then the goal's straight at him. Should he have saved that? So there's been many instances like that where he could have done better. Maybe they're not mistakes, but he could have done better. And when you become Manchester United's number one goalkeeper, the discussion and the narrative around those performances is different. We're not hearing, Dean Henderson should be number one. We're hearing about why Dean Henderson shouldn't be number one, how he's maybe not good enough to be number one because of X, Y, Z. And then the pressure starts to build, and you could find yourself in a position where we've got a very talented, very young goalkeeper who's making mistakes, and we've got no one there behind him who's a sturdy head to fall back on. Are we going to go into next season with Romero and Dean Henderson? I wouldn't be comfortable with that at all. And I think I like Dean Henderson, but at the moment he's got a touch of the Joe Hart's about him for me. And I'm not comfortable with it.
Explain what you mean by that. What does that mean?
I'm not comfortable with it.
What, a bit like Hollywood?
A lot
passion
of
merchant.
screaming and shouting and doing all that. And, I just feel like a lot of it's for show.
It's weird though.
And I just want you to be a goalkeeper.
A lot of people criticise the likes of
I don't want you to be a
Maguire.
captain. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the thing. A lot of people criticise Maguire. People have criticised De Gea down the years for not being more vocal.
I'm not on about being sensible and being vocal and directing and leading your backline. I'm on about a lot of extra bits seem.
He said the other day, didn't he, about I'd love to have won against Liverpool with the fans there, and that's all I want more than anything.
He's a Manchester United fan, I believe, and he's gonna say the right things because he's from the club. He's grown up through the club. I mean, we've all seen the video of him celebrating Rashford's debut goal in the United end. He's in the fans. He is a Manchester United fan. So of course he can say the right things and all that, and I expect him to do that. And he's also got supreme confidence in his ability, which is great as well. But I'm just scared that we're rushing it. And next season is a different season. Next season, we're hopefully in the Champions League. We're going to be in the Premier League, hopefully in a title race, playing in front of 75,000 every week, going away in Europe to all these different places. It's not Bramall Lane no more, bruv. And it's like, if we've got no one then to fall back on when it's not going right for him, then we got, this is a season where we've not got a number one goalkeeper, so we have to kind of put this as another transitional season.
The problem with that for me is that Dean Henderson has had a full season as a number one for a Premier League team. And I know you said it's not Bramall Lane anymore, and of course it isn't. But it's not like he's come through the academy and these are his first ever games for a professional team. It was 2 years ago at Sheffield United, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1 game promoted and then 1 in the Premier League with one of the the best promotion performances of any team I can remember in recent seasons, especially when you consider the players in that squad. To finish 10th and spend most of the season 5th, and largely that was because of their defence, and a good chunk of that was because of him. I don't think that's quite the same as being completely unsure on someone. And I know he's young, and I know what you mean sometimes when a player says all the right things and invokes all these sort of emotional responses to questions and stuff, you kind of think, oh, is he just saying that to get the fans on side? But I don't think he is doing that.
Oh, no, I'm
I'm not suggesting you.
that.
I'm answering a question that I've seen other people say as well, where it's like, oh, he's just doing it to get fans to like him. A lot of people say the same about McTominay as well.
Say it about Rashford as well,
about
especially
Rashford.
after the derby games where we lost him.
And to be honest, even if they are, like, carry on, bro.
Yeah, it's the same rather that than just
tell me
copy
lies.
and pasting and tweet.
Lie to me.
I wouldn't mind playing for someone else. I wouldn't mind playing somewhere else one day. I'd rather hear that than that.
Tell me sweet lies, baby. Just lie to me, innit?
Give me those.
Just
I
lie to me.
don't
Lie to me, you
know. Be Mario Winans on these bitches.
And another thing with Henderson, I know that he's, like you said, some mistakes, or I think the one big mistake he made was the one against Sheffield United.
Where he tried to take on the kid.
Yeah, which cost us a goal. We still won the game. The one against AC Milan, I think he could have done better in the first leg. But to me, I don't think he made a particular mistake against Liverpool. I think he got chipped by Salah, and then the one, was it through his legs? I didn't see either of those as a particular mistake. But I think what he does do is he just makes games more sure. We're more sure from set pieces. We're more sure from crosses. We've been over this and we spoke about it, and I think everyone who watches Man United with Dean Henderson playing can see that. But also, I see more confidence out of Maguire and Lindelof when we're going backwards when Henderson's playing than we do.
I think
with De Gea.
Shaw's goal against City was a big example of what he can bring to the team as well.
Oh, that counter, that quick.
Because that throw to Luke Shaw, as much as Luke Shaw did well there, a lot of time Luke Shaw don't want to run. And that throw said, oi boy, you best run now because you've got no choice but to run onto this ball, otherwise you look like a lazy prick. And it forced that run and it forced the attack. And I remember Schmeichel doing that, like, I used to try and do it, but just throw it's so hard to do, and just throwing the ball half of the pitch and launching your wingers away or launching your fullbacks away. It's such a it's a pressure valve because you just take the pressure off your team straight away. And those are all good things, but I'm on about you make a mistake next season and David De Gea ain't on the bench and you're Manchester United's number one with the number one on your back and you're getting paid a big money. The questions are going to be different. The media is going to treat you different. Opposition fans are going to treat you different. All these Man United fans that are blowing smoke up your ass right now will be tweeting hella stuff about you. And then that's when the pressure's on. And that's when we'll see who he is. And until that moment, I feel like we need to keep the hair there. But when you're on close to 400 grand a week, it's hard to do
And the
that.
problem with that is as well, you'll never truly get that environment. Like you said, that kind of, we shouldn't have got rid of De Gea. Fucking hell, De Gea's has one bad season. Now we're stuck with this daft bastard or whatever. When he makes 3 mistakes in 4 games.
Yeah.
You're never going to get truly that treatment whilst De Gea is still there. That's the problem that Ole's stuck in and that the board are stuck in. You're never going to get that. You're out on your own, go do your thing, when De Gea is still in the dressing room. So I don't think the only way we can sort of do that is by doing it.
Like, you know, Sheffield, and I know I'm kind of keep hammering home the same point. You know, Sheffield United, he makes a mistake.
Yeah.
We win the game, but he makes a mistake. Imagine that was next season.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, imagine...
Man are talking differently. Gareth Southgate's dropping him. This is going on. That's going on.
Yeah, but the other point to remember is De Gea's making as many mistakes, if not more than Dean Henderson. Even this season, he is.
I think he has made mistakes, but I don't think he's made as many as...
I think he has.
I might be wrong.
His save percentage is a lot lower.
I might be wrong.
Dean Henderson.
I'm happy to be wrong on that. I'm not...
Dean Henderson's got a 79%.
It feels to me...
Save percentage.
I've not seen the stats. It feels to me like David De Gea's making a lot of mistakes this season, especially compared to last season. I still.
But is that because when he does something a little bit wrong, we're like,
I mean,
and when Dean Henderson,
I get where you come from, but
we
like,
didn't even talk about that Sheffield thing, really.
The Everton game,
when it
for
happened.
example, for me, that's 3 mistakes in 1 game, and that's the only 3 things he had to do all fucking game.
And I do think there's a big part of maybe one of those goals, especially the third one. Does Dean Henderson concede that?
That's what I mean.
Like,
It's
I get it. I totally get it.
Like
I'm
David
just a
De
bit
Gea's-
worried.
The one thing that David De Gea's always had
worry.
in his sort of defence When people just go, Romero, look, it's clean sheets. Romero's playing against Colchester. He's playing against Lask. He's playing against
Rochdale.
Ross.
Reading.
Yeah. Bracknell.
Yeah.
Taplow.
Aldershot.
Yeah. Right? He's playing against them lot, right? Where David De Gea's like, right, coming against the Scousers, coming against City. You know, you're playing against the best teams in the world. So it's going to be different. But now it's a bit more balanced. They're both playing against good teams. You know, Dean Henderson played against City. He played against Milan. He played against Liverpool. So he's not just playing against the rubbish. So it's you can't just go, well, David De Gea plays against tougher teams. No, he doesn't. They're both on a sort of similar pegging. And I just feel, maybe it's just, I've not seen the stats. As a feeling, I actually feel a little bit more confident when Dean Henderson starts. And Mac is right, because once he's on his own, that might go. I might be feeling like that because I know David De Gea is waiting in the wings. But until we see that happen, you're just gonna have to. You're not gonna know, are you? It's gonna have to make that decision.
Yeah, just to finish that stat I started before. This season, Henderson's save percentage 79%, De Gea's 64%. So quite a big.
Is that
difference
really
there.
bad? 64%. It doesn't.
It's not ideal. It's not toward the top of the list. No, it's not amazing. But again, save percentage, that doesn't take into account the quality of the shots that you've had to save. But over the season, you would
the one
assume
thing
that would
though
average
with
out.
David De Gea is his distribution's never been that great.
No.
His command of his area has never been that great. But as a shot stopper, he's been probably the best on the planet.
Football's ruthless.
One of the best ever. I would.
Football's fucking ruthless.
I put him towards the top toward the best ever.
David, please stay, David. We were all doing it.
Yeah, we'll be sat here next season.
Oh, thank God for that fax machine. And now you're like, fuck him off. Get him out.
Well, rubbish, mate.
Yes, sell out bastard.
Right, we've got a few super chats to get to. 4 minutes till kick off. Danny Shields says, Dean is 4 years older than David was when he became our number one. Don't see how this is rushing anything. I don't think he's that much older, is he? I think Henderson's 23 or 24 and De Gea was 21 when we got him.
I think it sounds about right.
Anyway, the point is he's older than De Gea was, which is true. Dylan Byrne says Henderson isn't as good a shot stopper, but he's better at every other aspect by quite a distance, and I think there may be some truth to that as well. T01 says Max off base here. De Gea makes more mistakes. We'll have to look at the stats fully on that, but I know the save percentage is low for De Gea. Gustavo Sanford, proper football is back. Thank God.
You know what it does say?
Proper football.
Go on. You know what it does say? If that decision is made at the end of the season and United are giving some sort of payoff to De Gea when he leaves, we need to bring another goalkeeper if that happens, by the way. But it's also a very ballsy decision by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think I'd rate that somewhat.
A bit of bollock. Well, that's
I'd rate that ability to just go, because we've lacked that over the last few years. Like if someone else said it the other day, so this isn't my own thought that I've brought to the table, but someone said it and I thought, you know what, you're fucking spot on. If Sergio Aguero played for Man United, he'd be getting given a 4-year deal, like this week. Do you know what I mean? And it's fucking true.
He certainly
we failed to move players on at the right time, and maybe it's just I'm just panicking. I remember how long it took us to replace Schmeichel. I remember
years.
you know, I know those things like
almost 7 years.
So
even
maybe it's the right. Maybe
there was
it's
a
the right
couple
time.
of there was a like even with Van der Sar, there was a bit of a false start, wasn't it? With Ben Foster and then with Lindegaard, it was like, oh, is it going to run them? Then De Gea came in and sort of.
Schmeichel left in '99, and was it 2007 we got Van der
I mean,
Sar?
it was Bosnich, wasn't there? There was
Barthez,
Howard,
obviously.
Roy Carroll, Ricardo. There was all sorts.
Forgot about
Sahibi.
Ricardo.
There was all sorts going on, mate.
Yeah, just to finish Gustavo's point there, he said, hopefully a good performance, 3 points in the bag, and we can enjoy the rest of Sunday up the Reds. Hashtag Birmingham 0121. You got Kane.
Just got Kane.
Ross Murphy says, good to see the Watchalong back. Hope we win up the Paddock. And Abhinav Verma, welcome to the academy. Yeah, we put out an academy video yesterday, I believe it was, me cutting Mitz's hair. Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. And we have a lot of football
enjoyable
stuff
for
on there
you
as well. Yeah, it's very enjoyable for everyone, actually. Mitz liked
Why is it the brown fella that has to do that?
Do you know what? I was waiting for this.
Because he's the one who said, do you want to cut my hair? He's the only person who said that.
Why are you letting us down?
Like I walked in and right, someone's getting their hair cut.
And it's you.
Who's it going to be?
Someone's getting their hair cut. He's saying just pointing at Mitz.
Yeah. I don't want a haircut. Tough.
Oh, do you know what haircut? Well, you should have thought of that before you walked in here, shouldn't you?
You're having before you came over here.
And you're like it. Fuck off. Right, we've got 1 minute till kickoff, or KO as they call it, or the cool kids call it.
Yeah.
Let's go around, give some score predictions.
If you call it kickoff, True Geordie will sue you.
I know. He's at my house now, punching his fist into his hand like that. You said the KO. I call it KO now because
KO.
Any more than that, you get sued.
Okay.
Give me your score prediction.
5-1 to United.
Wow.
Danny Welbeck will get a late consolation goal for Brighton.
Will you cheer it if he does?
Yeah, of course.
Adam, score prediction.
I keep going between like a 1-1 and a 6-0 United.
Obviously, because those two score lines are so
between
similar.
those two.
So I'll go 5-1.
I've just said 5-1.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. See, I knew
Sorry,
you weren't
where were
listening.
you?
So fucking rude.
Sat on the same table.
I don't listen to him.
You sat just 2
What?
distant meters
So
away.
you can play that game.
I'm going to go 2-0 United.
All right.
Clean sheet.
Bit negative,
Couple
but
of goals.
okay.
Old Trafford looking resplendent, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What?
Resplendent, mate. Look it up.
Are we cheering if Danny Welbeck scores?
No.
Not unless it's like I said. That's what I said. You
we
weren't
all-
listening.
I know I heard that.
Right. If it was like 5-0 and he gets a late goal, then I wouldn't cheer, but I'd be like, oh.
I remember when we were winning
But if
4-0
he scores
against
the winner,
Fenerbahce.
I ain't cheering that.
4-0 against Fenerbahce, and I was in there like, just let Van Persie score, you bastards. Just let him score, and he scored, and I started cheering in the back, and then like a couple of people looked at me like, because it was a goal where from our end you couldn't really see if Van Persie, but I knew he had scored it. Yeah, I was happy to celebrate that. I was buzzing for him that day.
Did anyone give you any grief?
Nah, fuck him. We were winning 4-1.
Exactly.
Stephen Kilgarry says 3-1. Philip 2-1. Jat 3. Man United 3. Danny Welbeck 1. 3-2 Brighton, says Craig Turner.
Oh, God, it's him in it, Mike Dean.
Oh, fuck.
Look at him.
Yeah,
he
let's change
absolutely
predictions.
loves
Phil
himself.
Clark 6-0. Rushab Pajbal, says 3-0. And Digamba says 4-0 win. A lot of predictions of wins, very few of anything else.
It's like you were saying earlier, though, Brighton create chances. They play open football. They should give us some space. But it's the only thing is, if they can get their act together and convert them chances, then you might be in a bit of trouble.
Graham Potter should be England manager.
Can we get a little bit of sound, Alex, on the telly?
That's what should happen.
Yeah. Would you have Graham Potter as
We'd
England
win the
manager?
World Cup.
No.
Right, okay.
No.
No, seriously, though.
Let him manage a good team first. See how he does.
Oh, Marcus.
Rashford's touch was on there. We were in.
I know.
Straight away. Can we have a little bit of volume, please?
Again, where we have literally just asked for that.
Yeah, but did we get it? Someone has to ask with some authority in this bitch.
Yeah.
Because
you shouting it really loud with a silly voice really felt like authority. Cavani's on the ball inside the box.
My. I thought he was going to smack it then.
Yeah, me too.
Outside of his foot.
That's a great pass from Rashford to Luke Shaw.
We didn't get to see. We've never seen Cavani play, have we?
No. No.
I've never even seen.
Did he play for PSG?
He came on in France in the last minute.
So he never played in.
I don't think so. No, I don't think he played at Old Trafford. I certainly don't remember him.
We never played.
I think he must have been injured for them to only bring him on in the last. I remember him coming on in the last minute in France.
It was when he had a weird relationship with Neymar. And
it was all a bit. You know.
You
see that kicking off the other day for Leo, Neymar, and that other kid.
No, but
what happened?
The proper Neymar, I think it's the final whistle going down the tunnel.
PSG lost it.
Yeah, the guy from Lille said something to him, and he's gone for him. Like they've both gone at it, but like loads of people in between, so they've not really fought.
No,
because Gabriel Barloho yesterday.
No. Have we got the allegedly thing?
Gabriel Barloho on TalkSport used our material. Loads of people use it. The Neymar sister birthday thing. He said it on TalkSport, bro.
It's good, isn't it?
Is it just the Brummy thing that you just got no filter?
Yeah.
I bet Neymar.
I once heard a story about Gabriel Barloho that he drilled. No, that was Darius Vassal who drilled his own toe. I heard a story from a personal trainer that Gabriel Barloho is addicted to Quality Street.
That's impossible.
Right, when we say addicted, though,
that's impossible.
As an addict, what are we saying here?
That sounds like a Peter Kay joke.
He loves them a lot.
Oh, I'm addicted to Quality Street.
Addicted. I tell you what, you can't move in our house for Quality Street. Quality Street, hey,
won't be the
thousands of them.
Won't be the first big purple one I've had today.
Big purple one, rapper, blew across.
That was him. That was Gabby. That was our Gabby.
Like, he was really addicted to Quality Street. And we both played for the same team in Great Barrow.
There you go, you see.
Cisano_Vic says, with the window coming up, can we easily sign Neymar if we make his sister the tea lady? Potentially. Don't know how it works like that.
Maybe.
I bet she's earning loads of money.
You do want your tea lady to be making tea and not taking.
Right, thank you. Anyway, as we were saying, United pressing now, are they? Something. Football.
something
quickly.
So sharp.
Distract. Victor Lindelof's on the ball.
He who pulled out of international duty after the first game of the week, in midweek. I mean, it was said at the time to be more precautionary and sort of an understood injury that needs monitoring. Obviously, back in the squad. Do you think the only thing keeping Eric Bailly out is fitness for you?
Yes.
You think it's just
Was
undoubted
it
that he's
you that
better
tweeted
than
that stat
Vitinha?
that Harry Maguire's played 100 games since he arrived, and that Eric Bailly's played that similar a number since he arrived?
I didn't know. I
was
hadn't
it
seen
not?
that.
I
No.
thought I'd never seen that. I've misread it. I thought it was you. Sorry, but that's the problem with Eric Bailly. You know, a few months ago when we were top of the league, one of the things we were all saying is to have a bit of a chance of this. You need Eric Bailly to play every game because he was on fire.
And
he
the
was
other
throwing himself into challenges.
Yeah.
Maguire was playing well alongside him. It looked like it was working. And then next thing you know, he misses 5 of the next 6 games.
And the thing to remember as well is, I know that there have been some games where he's been fit and not picked, but the way that centre back works and the way that it's such a partnership based position, once you miss 2 or 3 games because of injury, the player that is in front of you doesn't just immediately get dropped because you're back. Like, he's a good player, but I don't think he's so good that he just takes Lindelof's spot immediately, because you know
Lindelof
that
has been injured this season as well, which has been
when Bailly's
weird
playing.
sometimes.
The Liverpool game was the big one, wasn't it,
Bailly's
where
better
everyone
than
questioned it, you know, at Anfield for the league game, because Eric Bailly had been playing fantastically well, was out, I think, like rested, comes back for Liverpool game and he's on the bench and Lindelof's in. Everyone's like, what is going on? I mean, again, though, we keep the clean sheet.
I was going to say,
it's
clean sheet,
yeah,
wasn't
it's
it?
not. That's not the issue. But I felt if Eric Bailly was fit, he'd be starting every game.
Someone down there that just put the ball out. It's,
Bissouma, is that?
I'm not sure who. It's Brighton player on the floor. It looks like his his arm.
Number
is
8?
it?
Yeah, it's number 8.
Yeah, it's his left arm. It looks like
I'd
he's hurt.
take him, United.
Would you?
He's Bissouma all day long. He wouldn't be my first choice, but he'd be top 3, 4,
I don't know what he
5.
does. Just like he falls weirdly on his. It looks like his elbow is pointing to his hand, like he's some problem with his hand or his elbow. That'd be a shame for him to be injured.
Yeah.
Graham Potter, right?
A future England boss, potentially, according to Adam McKola. You heard it here first.
Too soon, come on. You say playing Dean Henderson for United is too soon. He's giving a relegation fighting Brighton manager the England job.
But I mean, have you seen who's in charge at the moment?
Yes. Did I pick him?
Yeah, but not exactly. So I'm saying, who's better than Southgate?
Yeah, but that's not, no. The game is, if the game is who's better than Southgate, there's plenty of people who are also better than. It's not. That's not who gets the job.
Yeah.
Any manager better than Southgate. It's the best man for the job.
Yeah,
or it should be.
Graham Potter.
Do you think it is?
Yeah. Graham Potter, bro.
Right.
Had Spurs.
Right.
Spurs are top 4.
Well, here's a great. I mean, I think you've made a great point there. I would like to see Graham Potter manage a Spurs, a Wolves, you know, a Villa, a West Ham before he managed England.
Probably half.
I know you are, yeah, and I'm not really digging.
I didn't think
deep.
that all the way through.
Yeah.
I gathered
I
that.
think
I
you
gathered
need-
that after the words came out of your mouth about it.
Really unsure.
Yeah.
What I think he has.
Hang on a minute. This is going to be a bit of a hard sell, but I'll plough on anyway. Look at what he did last season.
Yeah. What I think he has earned is
plough.
a chance at a team like that,
Yeah.
a top half team.
Yeah, I
Or,
mean,
you know.
A Leicester, if Rodgers left.
No, not that high. But,
So hold on. He could go to Spurs, but not Leicester.
Yeah. Spurs
They're
are
the same
shit.
thing, bro.
No, they're not. Leicester are 3rd. Spurs are like 7th.
No, but Spurs should be where Leicester are.
Yeah, of course.
Go on,
Go on, Bruno.
You're
Play him
offside
in.
by
Cavani's
miles, bro.
off.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Bruno looking to play Cavani through then.
I don't
he was
even
well
think
off,
Bruno
wasn't
wanted to
What are you
play
doing?
that pass.
he? Oh, he's given. Fucking lucky boy there, Sanchez. Is it Sanchez in the net, isn't it?
I think so.
Almost passed it straight to Marcus Rashford on the edge of the box. And again, another pass that's almost straight to Luke Shaw.
All over the place.
They do good pressing from
Well
United.
done
That's
there,
what-
Fred.
yeah,
Hey, better.
that's better from Fred. Really good. Cavani.
Jesus Christ.
Lazy one, that wasn't it? The ball came to him and just sort of.
What? Yeah.
Just
The
stick
ones
the
in
leg
red
out
are
if I
on
can
your
be
team.
arsed.
Someone let him know.
That's a free kick to United, 30 yards out on the left-hand side. Neil Maupay with his... He's got a face where he's like, I've never done anything wrong. I don't know what you're saying, ref.
Yeah,
like,
he's got one of them faces
it
on
was a
it.
clear... He just tripped him up.
Yeah.
He's just always like...
Is he the guy that was doing all that?
Yeah.
When he scored
To
that
Arsenal.
penalty? Yeah.
No,
That's
to
good.
us.
No, to us. When he
Oh, is
scored the
it?
penalty.
Yeah, 2-2, last
Scored
minute
the penalty.
What did he do to Arsenal? Didn't he cuss him in a post-match
Oh,
interview?
yeah,
or
there was
something?
all sorts.
I don't mind it when he does it to them.
Yeah, because
He was saying, "Oh,
you having cheats." You remember?
Yeah.
You having cheats. Did the Black Lives Matter thing, and I was like, "You having cheats?"
No, Black Lives Matter. NHS, you cheat.
Yeah.
Oh, we go.
Oh, good cross there. Bruno into Pogba.
Bang.
Greenwood. Oh!
That hit the post?
Yeah, hit the post, straight back out to
mate,
Greenwood.
that sums
Maguire
up-
crosses it in, and it just hit.
Cavani just cleared it then.
Cavani is rusty today.
Yeah.
Isn't he already? You can
Needs
see
5
that.
minutes.
Fred.
To just settle down.
United, strong start from United.
Good run there from
Cavani's
Wan-Bissaka.
blowing the cobwebs out at the minute.
Pogba, see there, look, Pogba arriving in the box there. That's 2 he's nearly been on.
Yeah.
But it's a target man in the box from crosses, isn't it? The difference between...
Oh, bang that! You should have banged that,
Bad
bro!
pass!
Cavani is my dad at the minute, isn't he? Yeah, he's just like, Dad,
I'd take it.
come on.
Your dad's not
I'm
that
not
great
playing-
at football.
Well, he was actually. He was
I
very
thought he was
good.
going to launch into like
But
a
I mean, he's 65.
Yeah, fair
that's
enough,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
sideways
showing his
scissor
day.
kick there.
Yeah.
It was
But
no,
yeah,
it was no Edinson Cavani, but he was semi-pro. It was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's, do you know when you're just like, oh, he's a good player, but he's not played in 20 years.
Yeah.
That is what Cavani
Right.
looks like. So
Because this
far.
has been a pretty shocking first few minutes for
Every
for the
touch
boy.
is just bounced off.
Yeah. Come on, Edinson.
Yeah.
That was at a perfect height to like
Swing a
volley
leg.
it
Yeah.
in as well.
Like early doors as well. You're going to test the keeper, do something like that, but no, he elected to pass it straight
Simon
to the Brighton
Stone.
player.
We've get we get notifications for Simon Stone's tweets,
Right.
and he put Greenwood shit against the post.
Dirty bastard. Hey.
Fair enough. Sometimes you got to go, haven't you?
It's a simple thing, isn't it?
Has that already been screenshotted and rammed down Simon Stone's throat for the next
Well,
10
but
years?
I haven't done it. I just saw it.
Lots
and
of
wiped
people
it
will
away,
have.
But
Go
I
on.
mean,
Screen shit it. Go on. Shit it.
My favourite was when Stu Brennan was doing a tweet when it was we were playing him at the Etihad. Remember 3-2?
yeah.
And he was like, during his tweet, Smalling scored. So he's gone, City, Smalling scored.
Like he was speaking.
Yeah. He's like halfway through the tweet, he stops and went, Smalling scored.
Like he's writing a birthday card and you've only got one. It's like, right, I've got to go out. See you later. Send.
Couldn't happen
Do you
to
remember
a
when people
nicer
used to
boy.
write letters to each other?
Oh, yeah.
And like
Vaguely.
the letter would change halfway through.
Yeah.
Because you'd have done
You
half
wrote-
of it one day and then some mad events happened and now you have to finish it off.
Yeah. I missed that a bit. So you never write a
Wan-Bissaka.
full idea anymore, do you? You just sort of write the sentences of how the idea is coming to you, rather than putting it together as some sort of coherent thing. Just everything's just a single line text.
Oh,
like,
right,
go in
yeah,
shop.
yeah.
You want out.
Yeah.
Not like I'm going to head to the shop later. If you want anything, please let me know. None of that. Shop. Want out. Send. Bastard. Such a
The
shame.
art of the written word is
Yeah,
lost
Jay.
in it.
You miss it, don't you, Jay?
Well, I've still got enough friends in jail who write to me now and again. It's not-
Have you? Did they not have email?
I used to write to my uncle in jail.
Yeah.
They must have email in jail, don't they?
They do now.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah,
now.
you must have a computer room and that.
But back then,
emails? I don't know.
I think
It's been a
email
while,
is a
actually,
human
since-
right, to be honest.
Is it?
I mean, I would think it is.
Yeah.
For me, it is.
It should be.
Yeah, I think the aim should be for everyone in the world to have the internet, including people in prison. I agree with that.
Depends what they're in prison for.
Well, yeah,
to be
it's,
brutally
it's
honest
like
with you.
those people that
Yeah,
get
if
mad
it's
when you say,
cyberbullying, maybe leave them off it.
when you
Is that
say
what you're
internet's
saying?
a human right and all that, and people go nuts on it.
No, I don't care. I think it is.
Played in the law.
Do you not? Everyone in the world.
No,
should have
yes,
access to
I
the
do
internet
think
if they
that
want
is.
it.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
when
Oh yeah, trying to pay for
like
that
when
sort of
when they
thing.
campaign saying, "Oh, we'll give everyone free internet," they're like, "Oh, fuck off."
Yeah, I know. Well,
But like, there's a lot of old people and
I'm
stuff
not a
that don't
politician.
like that need to do things to get their pension and stuff like that, and they can't do it unless they got internet.
yeah. I don't think you should be forced to have to use the internet, but if you want to, I think everyone should have access to it. Anyway, Brighton holding a bit of the ball now. United started well, just allowed them in last few minutes, haven't they? Holding the ball, Brighton a bit in United's half.
Yeah, it's a shame. Because we had a few...
What are you looking for in there? What you got?
Paracetamol got a bit of an headache. Alex Baggy's going to get us drink of water.
Alex, who's never far off needing a paracetamol himself. He gets ill a lot, doesn't he, Alex? Interesting.
Poor little baby.
He is. He's like, was he King Edward? Who was it? Henry VIII's son?
Yeah,
He's just
King
a
Edward,
sickly
yeah.
little child.
Yeah, he didn't really make it, did he? Didn't make it, did he?
No.
Hey,
13 years
the
old.
next thing you know,
Consumption.
Mary, hey, and Elizabeth,
Off
they're
with
all
a
kicking off.
Off with a knob.
No! Oh, I don't believe it. There's your
Fucking
answer.
hell.
Danny Welbeck.
You're not
got the
fucking
winner.
clapping that,
No,
are
I'm
you,
not
dickhead?
clapping that.
Ball in.
That is
Welbeck.
pathetic. He has two chances at it as well.
Great header, great save the first one.
Two headers.
Just bounces back up, hits him in the...
Should have held it.
Should have held it. Hit his foot.
Shouldn't be going back into that space.
You're having a go at Henderson for that?
I need to see it again. Initially I didn't think it was his fault, but I want to see it again.
He heads it from about 2 yards out.
Is it Aaron Wan-Bissaka here who's with him?
6 yards? Nah, you can't blame Henderson for that. It's a very, very good save in the first place, to be honest.
I thought it was with his hands.
Yeah, he does a good save, but Welbeck gets 2 chances of this, heads it.
Lindelof's got to win that as well. Really?
That is shocking now.
You knew it, didn't you? Yeah, no, I mean, Wan-Bissaka doesn't do anything. It's Wan-Bissaka's man. Henderson's just so unlucky. He gets a foot there really well. It just happens to bounce straight back up to Welbeck. I think from a point-blank range like that, 6 yards out, Henderson hasn't got enough time to do anything.
You put it straight back into the danger area, ain't you?
Yeah, but I can't see how that's his
fault. For me, that's shit defending.
That's Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka's
That's
fault.
not good enough.
No chance you blaming Henderson for that. The fact that he managed to get anything on it on the line, you can't be controlling where you put that after there.
Do you know what? The first 5 minutes, they looked nervy. We were having a lot of the ball. And then now, somehow, we're behind.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
I know. And after what we said as well, it started from Paul Pogba giving the ball away. After we were saying how well he brings it out. But, yeah.
I mean, that's not great. Obviously, gives the ball away, whatever. But I'm still looking at the defenders there and saying, you've literally got Danny Welbeck on his own there between the two of you. For me, I'm looking at Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's your man for me.
Danny Welbeck's a good player, but he's not a great header.
And he gets 2 chances at it.
Yeah.
Just shit.
Yeah, really poor.
The only sort of positive in that is it's still a long way to go. So hopefully we can get at him. Now will be a good start. Now will be a good time, sorry.
Yeah.
Go on, Marcus. Fucking run at him. Run at him.
I wonder the state of Rashford's fitness. Obviously, didn't go to England with injury.
Ollie said the other day some nonsense about, all players are never 100% and that. And I was thinking, what are you talking about, bro?
Well, surely he
like,
would
he's basically just saying, Rashford's always injured. Like, come on, bro. Sort it out.
But surely he would know that whether
is that one of those things like technically you're always like 95 or 96?
Yeah, or you've got
almost meaningless.
A stiff toe or a blister or a sore back.
Sometimes Ollie, I think, says some things, and it's like the whole City thing with Aguero. People were going mad about that, and I just think it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one would ever go with you.
He doesn't help himself sometimes. Like
no, again,
Mohican thing was nonsense.
But yeah, again, like
you play with David Beckham.
A player had a Mohican, so didn't buy him. So what if he could have been the greatest player in the world, but you're not going to buy him because he's there, dude? I think that's nonsense.
Like, you don't even believe
I think that's
when it
nonsense,
come out your mouth.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think he's saying that as almost as a joke.
He also played with Cristiano Ronaldo, who's had a Mohican in the past, and like
what?
Is that not a foul?
Cristiano Ronaldo had a Mohican.
Yeah, that like faux. What's it called? A mohawk.
Ronaldo's never had a mohawk, bro.
What, where it's like long on the back and
a mullet
on the top? No, not a mullet. Shaved on the sides. Hair, strip of hair down the middle.
I don't remember Ronaldo. I'm not
spiked up fucking like a punk, but he's had it where it's long down the top and back.
Has Pogba had a Mohican?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
man! What is this?
Stop this! Just nonsense.
Dutty, that's what we are. And now we're looking to just change our goalkeeper and change everything.
To be fair, though, we are up against... Stan corrected.
That's not a Mohican. Right. He's just got short sides, bruv. Right. That's not a Mohican. Every Asian brother about had that haircut. That's not a Mohican.
Had a Mohican then?
That's not a Mohican.
Sorry, is it me or is that
That's not
some
a
way
Mohican.
towards a Mohican? Anyone at home? Let me know what you think
at
home.
Not a Mohican, bro.
Can we do a poll?
Shaved on the sides, long on the top and back. Would suggest Mohican.
Mohican is a strip down the middle of your head. That is not that.
All right.
That is just no fade on the sides.
Okay. Call it what you want. Or the back. Quite crucially as well. Anyway,
we drifted it towards oblivion here, boys. With the Mohican debate.
I'm not particularly bothered.
I'm not concerned with the fact that my team are losing to a team that are currently, fucking 16th or something in the Premier League.
Done, man. Fuck it.
Fucking joke.
Do you know what I realised the other week? Pogba done his hair to match his boots.
Nice.
You know them little yellow dots he had on his boots? Yeah. He had them in his hair, didn't he? Mental. Kids these days, eh?
Do you know what? I think, going back to that game of the Etihad, that game of the Etihad should have been the end of any discussion about Pogba's hair. Because all the talk before the game was the fact he dyed his hair blue. Like it meant anything.
Do you think it crossed his mind? I'm dyeing it blue and I'm about to play City.
No, he's in France, wasn't he? I genuinely don't think he thought, I'm playing City, so I'll dye my hair blue. He was after the international break, came back, he dyed his hair blue for France. He's not re-dyed it, and then he scored 2 goals and no one really cared anymore, including one off his fucking hair. It's just things like that. Just I'm like, really?
Free kick to Brighton.
Oh, good.
Oh, fucking hell. Was that Wan-Bissaka or was it Dunk?
That's off the bar. This is a piss take, this, by the way.
Wan-Bissaka again beaten in the air there. Oh, no, it's not. It's Lindelof, actually, again.
No,
I think it starts being...
Wow.
We'll have to watch
between them two, they're not exactly covering themselves in glory so far.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind, like, Duncan Welbeck. It's not like...
Duncan Ferguson.
Exactly.
Corner to
my
Brighton.
God.
Really crowding the goalie there. Henderson's come out. He got a hand on it. Pushed away.
Shaky Jakey round the back.
There you go.
Oh, he's got away with it there.
He has. Almost brilliant by Mason Greenwood. Almost forced what would have been like a 3-on-1, wouldn't it, if he'd got the ball the other side of him. But it was a good tackle on the ground. Is that Lallana? It looks like him, doesn't it? Well done, Maguire.
Lallana's a tidy little player, isn't
Who?
it?
Lallana?
No, I'm not saying he's a fucking...
Yeah, he's
goalkeeper,
all right.
but like,
You know what I mean?
There's a point where he looked like he was going to become an excellent player, but never
in terms
quite.
of the things he tries, the pockets he picks, like, he does a lot of right things.
Yeah. The right stuff. Fred. Wan-Bissaka. You're still sticking with 5-1, Jay?
Yeah, still on, innit?
I'm still sticking with 2-0 as well. 2-0 to United. I think there's a way we can sort that.
Fucking hell, come on.
Danny cool. Daddy Welbeck scoring against us.
Well, you both wanted it. So
You
there
want
you go.
it?
Yeah, you did.
Not to be 1-0, bro.
Well.
Hey.
Like,
This is like the Arsenal game all over again. That was one of the low
6-0.
points of my time
How
at
many,
Old
has he
Trafford.
scored? Oh, God.
Hey.
How many goals did he score for United? Welbeck? He didn't
About
get 30?
23 or something. Not a lot.
No.
I think 9 was his greatest season.
But what a season.
Yeah.
What is that, bro?
Strange one from Shaw. Good tackle, though. He's won it back well.
No, it's just free kick.
Got it.
We've just been shit so far in his first 20 minutes. Just don't look like a team at all. Passing's been terrible.
Yeah.
There's no communication between anyone, whether that's defence, midfield or attack. And it's just been an absolute shambles.
It's weird, though. First few minutes we came out, looked really sharp, creative.
Yeah, but even then it was like the final ball wasn't great. And you're right, Greenwood created his own chance and got a shot off. But we've been the worst team so far. And this isn't an amazing football team we're playing. This is a team that's struggling near the bottom of the league. And how many, I know I sound like a broken record, but how many Brighton players get in our 11?
Yeah. I mean, we know Danny Welbeck doesn't.
Yeah. It's just not been good enough.
No.
Need to up our game.
Lindelof. You pissed off? How you feeling? First 20?
Don't care, bro, about fighting for
Don't
second,
care.
third and fourth, sort of same, innit?
Don't know. I don't think so.
My investment in the league campaign went against Everton, I think.
Is that it now, yeah?
Yeah, my heart broke that day.
That was so horrible.
My heart proper broke that
Yeah.
day.
Mine did.
I don't know
It
why.
was just
we had
silence in
so much
here,
fun.
wasn't it? It was just like...
It was horrible. It's horrible in this place. It's like no one talks to each other. No. Everyone just leaves, like one by one.
That's the one problem with having a room full of
Played poor.
largely Man United fans. If we do well, we're all in a great mood. If we don't, we're all in a bad mood.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, see you later then.
To be honest with you, that's
that one game in particular was the worst.
What was that, Cavani?
That was so deflating. And it was. It did feel like that was it.
Did you see that?
I sort of saw it. And
He's
I
been
just
shocking so far.
Tried to just ignore it almost, which sounds ridiculous on a watch along.
Get Martial on.
Hey.
Fix his knee
Ben
up,
White,
get him
if you want a deal at United, you'll fucking give us a goal.
Ben White's thinking, play for these. Like,
I know, yeah.
I don't know how much
It's a
work
step
do they want
down.
me to do?
Hey, no chance.
Yeah. Why would he play against 4 Man United? We can play against Rotherham United next season in the Championship.
Brighton ain't going down.
No, they probably won't now.
They're definitely not if they win this.
Yeah. This will do it. There was a point when it looked like they might.
There's no point in appealing
2 or
for
3
that,
weeks ago.
Granny. It's not going to happen, mate.
Fucking hell. Well done, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, he read that well.
Yeah, he did. Bruno's
It's like, what is this? Why did you take the ball off Wan-Bissaka in the first place, bro? What are you doing, man? Oh, you're shit, bro.
And now he's down on the deck.
Seriously, man. Jesus, shit.
Who is?
Bruno, I think, has gone down. I think he's just took a knock in the back.
But what was he doing in the first place?
Well, he's got a better chance.
Like Wan-Bissaka had the ball, had everything in front of him. He takes the ball off,
Yeah,
and
you
gives
can see
it
him
away.
just on the corner of the
Yeah,
pitch.
but
What's the point?
Bruno's got a better
Crouched
chance
down. Everything's about you.
creating an assist or goal from that position than Wan-Bissaka has. That's why he would have
Gave
it.
it straight away.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that he didn't. What I mean is,
just
generally
play on.
speaking, who would you rather have the ball 25 yards out, Wan-Bissaka or Bruno?
Yeah, but trust him. Give him fucking hell. You took it off him and did nothing. If you're going to take it off him, you have to make the pass. Sorry.
Right.
Oh, poor man. What is that shit?
Come on, he's never going to get... No one's even on for that. I don't even know what he's thinking there, man.
Cavani's not the sort to be running in behind there, is
All over the gaff at the minute.
he? Yeah. We look like we've not played for 2 weeks.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, I'll give you that
We
one.
just look rusty.
Yeah, we look like this against Leicester as well, lads.
Yeah.
You know what's annoying about that Leicester game as well, yeah?
Go
There's
on.
fans in the fucking semi-finals.
I know.
And then pricks went and lost it. You's like
I know.
dickheads, man. I swear to God.
How many's there? Is it
Just can't have
20,000?
nice things at all, can we?
It's 8, I think, to start.
Oh,
with.
is it?
I think so. There was. I can't remember which one. Some were 8, some were more.
I
25 saw somewhere.
personally, and I know each to their own, I don't even want to go back till it's proper, like full.
I hear you, but it still would have
I
been
know,
nice.
I'm not criticizing those that do. I just mean personally, like for me, because it's not just about going to the game, watching the game. It's like seeing your mates and having a laugh and all that. And there's certain people I see at the football I don't see out of the football. But obviously, if it's only like 1 in 5 or whatever it is, 1 in 6 fans going.
I tell you what, just for the sake of thinking back to the time in our lives when you were in the stadium and there was 1 in 5 people there, I'd like to experience that.
Yeah.
In terms of like enjoying it,
Yeah.
I can see your point of like just let me wait till it's full.
Yeah.
But like most people don't get that memory of I was in there when it was 8,000 in Old Trafford because of the pandemic. That'd be a good sort of memory to have.
Closest I've come to that is when we played FC Cluj. Do you remember that?
No.
Was you there, Macca, for that one?
Was it 3-0?
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember, mate. It was
We drew 0-0
freezing.
away.
People
It
were
was
there.
freezing, and I was in J, and I think the nearest person to me was about fucking 8 meters away. It was fucking empty because it was like it was a dead rubber. We were already qualified. It was just like I think if you had your season ticket, like you in the cup scheme, you got a free. You were in it. And I think those were the only people there. It was fucking dead. And
What game is this prick playing, bro?
God knows. But yeah, it was dead. One of them ones, where you get a signal and everything because there's no one there.
Beautiful.
That's good, that is.
Tim Jones says, how much of an issue is the lack of training together? Brighton will have had 2 weeks training together, whereas we've probably had 2 sessions.
Yes, that is an element, but even so, this team has played together a lot this season, and we should be better than we are.
Yeah.
That doesn't excuse not picking up your man when the ball's coming in and just piss poor passes all over the pitch.
Yeah.
So, yes, Brighton have had an extra 2 weeks training together, but still, as a Manchester United team, you expect a better performance than this.
Well done.
He's dropped that.
Oh, not well done. Came out and won it, just dropped it.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, that was poor from Henderson there. Great touch, Rashford. Oh,
Come on, send him on his way.
Oh, great touch,
again,
Bruno.
well done, Bruno. Took that down
good
well.
stuff there. Almost
Let's get
overhit it there.
Bit of
Rashford, didn't
urgency. Come on, let's keep it going.
That was better from United a little bit. Couple of good passes in a row there.
Yeah, this is it.
But now we've let him get back. That's the only problem.
You know what's mad? Every game nearly recently, Luke Shaw's been our best player.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he?
What the fuck is
I mean, that's from Bruno.
This is
He's
what I
well
mean,
overhit
bro.
there.
There's no sense, no finesse. No, not any
This
passes
is
like he's shooting.
Dean Henderson
bro.
here collects it,
Does the
doesn't
right
collect
thing,
it,
and then
doesn't-
drops it on Maguire's head.
And Maguire
Why are
manages
his
to get it
passes
away.
shots? It's like he don't. It's like, oh, here, have this, you twat. How's your touch? Fucking hell.
Pogba, Fred, Bruno.
Do you know what, though?
Some good, they just mentioned it then, some really good Champions League fixtures coming up.
Oh, look forward to that. If we got...
Fuck off.
Oh, hang on.
No, it's almost a piss take. They're mentioning it on there.
Let's watch the Scousers or City.
All the teams who you want to
playing
win.
in the Champions
City,
League.
who might well win because they're
off.
the team they're playing against, or is it Porto? Oh, no, that's Chelsea.
Everyone's shit in the
I got a
Champions
feeling
League.
it's going to be an all-English final this year.
Oh, fucking hell. Imagine if it's City-Liverpool. Imagine that.
Who do you even support?
That's like the. Actually, I'm not even going to say it.
Do you know? Right, go on.
Oh, that's shit. Poor,
Who would I pick?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Wait, have City won the FA Cup?
Unfortunately, they have to be City.
Have City won the FA Cup?
Oh, right. I get where you're coming from. You're talking about the treble scenario, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you do realise Liverpool will be on 7 European titles.
But
6.
Is
they're on 6
no,
now?
they're on 6 now.
Fuck off.
How do you not know that?
I ignored the last one.
Right, fair enough.
Oh yeah, that's really bad.
Does that?
I know.
Does that matter though?
I take it.
Does
7.
Does them going from 6 to 7 really make that much
because
difference?
they're not breaking our record.
Yeah.
If we were on 7
and City actually winning it,
wins them the quadruple.
yeah, and having a European trophy for the first time in 50 years.
Liverpool.
Pains me to say that.
That's
man.
disgusting.
That
It's
is-
like who would you rather snog, your dad or your mum? Innit? That's that question. You're like, fucking neither. Neither. But
Someone pops in your head when you said that, though, you sick bastard.
it was someone's mum, but it wasn't mine. But I mean, that's the question you're being asked, isn't
Joe
it?
said dad.
Did you?
Dad's got better lips. Is what Joe said.
Got a super chat.
Getting into
You know what? You brought that into this. You brought it onto the table.
You could have
innit?
quite easily done what Gary Neville said. It's like choosing someone to cheat with on your missus.
Just like yesterday.
No,
What did he
it's
say?
worse
What
than
did he say earlier, Al? Did he bring his nan's box into the equation?
Whoa.
Who
What,
did?
what goes on
No, no, no,
upstairs?
no.
Can we keep upstairs? Lindelof, what are you doing?
Oh,
His nan's ring. That's it.
Oh my God.
Joe was talking about his nan's special ring.
I was talking about an actual wedding ring, and it wasn't my nan's. I said the person I was talking about was your nan.
No, you weren't.
I said it's like
No, you weren't. I weren't even talking. I'm not talking about.
I
my nan
said
today.
it's like if your nan's got a ring, and you said, "Oh, it's only worth £5 because
Nah,
it's made
I
out
never
of
said
silver."
that. I wasn't
That's what
involved in
happened.
the conversation.
So Adam's completely made that up. If he wants to talk
Because
about
me and Al looked
old
at each
ladies'
other and
vaginas,
went,
that's up to him.
And Al went, "Is he talking about his nan's ring?"
This is the sort of tactical analysis you get
Yeah.
on the watch along here.
Yeah.
Stretford
And you
Paddock.
was talking about your nan's ring, and then you come and sit here and talk about lips in your mum and dad. It's all crazy in the dunya.
I'll take both. Paul Madison says, here in the States, I went to a baseball game 2 nights ago for the first time in almost 2 years with my kid. Believe me, Jay, it's
Could you
better
read
going than not.
Kikison's comment?
Oh, what did he say? Sorry, I missed a little bit of that. Sorry.
He went to
A baseball game with limited amount of fans.
Yeah.
Fair
for the
enough.
first time in
Listen,
2 years with his
like
kid.
I just said, I'm not knocking. If fans do that, and I've have a lot of mates who'll do it, I'm not going to say, what are you doing that for? Me personally, I'd rather wait until we're all there together. But I can understand why after 2 years almost of no fans, people will just be like, just give me anything.
Yeah. Sohail Das says, it's like everyone decided to pass like Fred today.
Play him in.
So that he doesn't feel out of place.
That's I don't know why is he doing that there?
It's like they hate each other, bro.
Well, I mean,
I
and
promise you, these men don't like each other.
And like the Cavani, the way he reacted then, it was
They're
like he was
passing
angry.
to each other like the worst enemy.
Yeah, he was like he was angry with Rashford for not getting on the end of that.
Another super chat from Fergal says, feels like United are better on paper than in reality all the time.
100% we are. You look at that team today and you go, yeah, Bruno's world class, Pogba's world class, Rashford all day long. Defensively, yeah, happy days. It's a quality 11. Do you know what I mean? Mason Greenwood, where do you start? But in reality, we've been dreadful.
Yeah, not good enough so far. I don't think we've been that bad. I think we've been poor, but I think there's still plenty of chances for us to get goals and win this game, by the way. I don't think it's one of them where, against Leicester, where it was so bad you knew we were going to lose from the start. I still think there's enough in us here.
Go on, Mason. There's
Well done, that's better from Cavani. And that's shy.
There's just no cohesion there at all.
Just sort of bobbling, pinballing around there, wasn't it?
It's like when Mason started on that run then, everyone else was looking at him, was like, where's he going? What's he doing? There was no I don't know, it just didn't seem to be like a team.
Does it worry that we've got sort of 3 or 4 half-fit players in the team? Lindelof, Pogba, Cavani, Rashford as well, who all of them are sort of touch and go with injuries.
Pass would be dangerous.
I think that's playing into this.
It might be, yeah, because I've sort of dismissed that, if I'm being honest. I'd sort of said, oh, well, they're starting, they must be fit. Yeah, maybe they're not, and that is having some sort of effect. But I just don't want to make any excuses for this. You know, the whole 2 weeks of not training together, some of them not 100% fit. This is just not good enough.
No.
And it's like, I'm sorry.
They should be able to pass the ball regardless.
Like, this is just shambolic. You know me, I'm quite sort of pro-United when it comes to most things, but it's just, you can't defend what is a so far terrible performance.
Is he offside there?
Yeah, right, he is. And he's just booting out on it.
Yeah, they don't seem to book people for that.
No,
there's a phase where
kicks it out.
if you kick the ball out after the ball,
well after the whistle had gone.
Yeah, the whistle had gone. You used to get booked, but they've
when Robbie Van Persie got booked in the new camp, sent off, second yellow for it.
Aritek Badge Pie says Bruno lacks vision. McKola is useless.
It's a bit harsh.
Bit harsh, isn't it?
And McKola, roller cola. Come on, Marcus.
Come on.
No.
Shite.
See what I mean? There's no, like, not on the same wavelength.
There's more evidence, and I've not said that quote once, by the way.
Right, go on.
I never said he lacks vision. I said he passes to people like he hates them.
Right. Here's the goal again. We're just having another look at Danny Welbeck's goal.
It's Wan-Bissaka.
It's not Wan-Bissaka's fault.
Are you joking?
It's the centre.
It's his man. How is it not his fault? He runs past him and heads it.
But the ball's literally fell on fucking Lindelof. Should be heading that away.
No, come on.
Lindelof shouldn't be heading that away.
I'm not saying he shouldn't. It's Wan-Bissaka's man.
What are you saying there, that Lindelof's got himself in the wrong position?
And
Lindelof should be clearing that ball.
Because he's obviously tried to head it and not reached it.
And not got to it.
So
I'm not saying he couldn't have
He's
done better.
fallen
That's
within
Wan-Bissaka's
2 yards of him.
But Wan-Bissaka loses the header to Welbeck. Wan-Bissaka is touching Danny Welbeck when he heads it.
Bro, if a ball drops in your 6-yard box and the striker gets on it, it's your centre half's fault. I promise you, bro.
Right.
It's your centre half's fault.
Okay. So
in the 6-yard box, are you mental?
I don't think so. I think if it's your
Fucking
man,
hell, mate.
you should try and win the header.
Like he's my mate.
Cool, yeah.
And if you don't, okay. So why does Wan-Bissaka even try and win the header? It's not his man. There's no need for him to win the ball.
Come on, man.
It's obviously
just
his
it
man.
across there. Pick someone out.
Fergal McClement super chat says the only reason United win a title race early in the year is because they were playing bad and winning. Apart from the first 2 games in the Champions League, they've never really impressed.
What?
Apparently, we've only had 2 good games.
I get when people get angry.
I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, but apart from the first 2 games in the Champions League, we've never really impressed. We have had some impressive performances.
Oh, yeah. I disagree with that bit. I don't think it's
we
been
battered
just 2
Leeds.
games.
We fucking won 9-0. We beat City. We've had some good games. Let's not. I know he's like, we haven't had a consistent run of playing really well for several weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been consistent.
I think there is an element with that team where it's very patchy with this team. Sorry, it's very patchy. There's very much a reliance on individual moments.
Yeah.
A little bit. And you get that with all teams. That's nothing new. But sometimes there's an over-reliance on that with United. And it does feel where Maka was going on before, like these players hate each other. I won't go that far, but there's certainly a lack of understanding. Certainly Cavani, Rashford and Bruno just do not seem on the same page at all today. And you could even go back a little bit further than that of like, we've seen that almost since Cavani's arrived, really.
I think it's not helped that we've
not blaming him, by the way. Just,
yeah,
hasn't been that understanding with other the attackers.
But it's not been allowed to grow, has it? Because
no, you're right.
We've not had a number 9, a main number 9 that you can rely on week in, week out all season.
Over. No, you're right. We haven't.
Like Martial started and then hasn't been good enough, and Cavani started and looked pretty good, but then was injured and then suspended and then injured again. We've not really had a consistent sort of front three all year.
No, you're right. We haven't. It's just, I don't know. It just worries me a little bit with like no Martial and the way things have gone so far.
Bruno back to Pogba.
No,
side foots it wide.
Really, he's got his angles all wrong now, hasn't he?
Yeah. Bit better though. At least we got a shot at the end of something. Rashford drives into the box, loses it. But what he does is he drags 3 men into one position and leaves space for Bruno behind. And then Pogba just hits his heel, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think he's, like I said, he's got it all sorts of wrong there.
Varun Gurjar says, Rashford has become the player who doesn't know what to do when he gets the ball. Plus, KDB has the ball. How many runners are there? We just stand still.
There is an element of standing still too often. I've seen it a few times now. We saw it against Leicester, and we saw it today. Mason Greenwood went on run before, and everyone was just stood watching him.
Joe.
I love that. That's meant.
I mean, you've got to give some description to people.
Yeah, sorry.
Nah.
Well, yeah.
It's a secret.
Do you know that video?
What is it?
It's a guy who's...
It's a proper northern
He
video.
rolls down the... Does he do a forward roll down the stairs?
Yeah.
And he does a forward roll down the stairs, obviously banging all the way down, clearly bladdered, like drunk. And then a girl, I don't know if it's his wife or his whatever, runs, shouts, "What are you doing?" And then you see his face, and he's got loads of like white face paint on. I don't know what's going on. And he goes, "You ought to see state of our Wes. Like, you think I'm bad? Wait till you see Wes." Like completely passing the blame. And it's that guy, and it says, "You ought to see the state of our Fred."
He's so funny.
Because Fred's not playing very well. Corner to Brighton.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just what you want. Go on. Maybe a chance for a counter if Fred can find a pass. He has done. Greenwood.
Go on, Mason.
Oh,
that was unlucky, you know.
Give him the free kick.
Fucking hell.
Man. Bit better there, but that seemed harsh, didn't it? Bruno on Lallana there. It looked like they both just jumped for the ball to me. Graham Potter's got proper working in a pub in the countryside haircut, hasn't he?
Do you think?
Yeah,
I
he really
get
looks
He's
like
a PE teacher haircut.
I don't know. I get like that cool mod.
Oh no, I don't quite.
Type.
No,
do you know what I mean?
It's just a bit too unkempt for that for me. For me, it's
I feel like he's like that music teacher. That's sort of,
thinks he's a bit.
Was in a band in the
Baines.
70s. Yeah, didn't quite make it. And now he's teaching at the Comprehensive.
Okay,
that's the vibe I'm getting from him.
I think he sells cheese. I think he sells. Do you know those pubs where they're like, oh yeah, Margaret down the road makes the Scotch eggs, and here's some cheese from the local farm.
Yeah,
I think he works in one of those pubs.
Hey. Right, okay.
Everyone drinks bitter. Did you ever drink bitter, Jay?
No,
you went into your beer.
I drank lager, but I didn't like cider. I didn't like bitter.
Sometimes,
because when I started drinking, you could have a pint of dark mild for £1 in my local. When I was
I like a mild.
15, when we used to go in the pub.
That's a yellow card, ref. Come on,
fucking hell, ref.
Easy. It was at the line.
No, but I hate that as well because realistically you could have carried on. You literally stopped to look at the ref and say, "Can you book him, please?"
Yeah.
Keep running, bruv. Because we were still attacking.
Pascal Gross with a booking now.
Just taking the foul and taking.
If anybody cares.
Peter Helmore says, "What is a Scotch egg?" Well, let me introduce you to.
See, like he still could have went. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to one of the great foods because a Scotch egg is a hard-boiled, or
I've
sometimes.
bet them, but what actually is the outside? Tell me.
Well, it's a hard-boiled, or I'm trying a hard-boiled, or sometimes a soft-boiled, but the white has to be solid.
Egg.
It's a boiled egg surrounded by sausage meat.
Lovely.
So you get sausage meat and you boil it around it,
Perfect.
and then you roll the whole thing in breadcrumbs, and then you fry it or bake it.
Go on, Mason.
It's fried.
They can be fried, yeah. Fried or baked. So yeah, it's basically a hard-boiled egg with sausage meat and breadcrumbs.
It's meat. That stuff.
What do you think it was?
I don't know, some sort
Chips?
of like batter kind of thing.
No, it's meat and then breadcrumbs.
I definitely didn't think it was chips, you idiot.
They're delicious.
Do you know what I used to eat a lot that I've not eaten in years? When the chip shop used to sell like cockles and mussels.
Do you know what? It's mine.
You get 'em with a
funnily enough.
toothpick.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Did you ever used to have the fish guy that came around your local pubs?
Yeah. Oh, I've got these kippers straight from
Yeah.
Whitby. Like, why do they have a Tesco sticker on them then, mate?
The DJ.
I used to get
the DJ at our
smacked
local
around with
pub.
fish as
Every
well.
time the fisherman came in, he always used to go, "Fishman's here. If you want crabs, see the landlord." every night without fail.
Very good. Oh, I miss pubs. I miss shit pubs.
I know.
Fucking hell. That's the one problem with like the city centre. All the pubs are too cool for that.
I know.
I want to go to
Yeah.
an
You know,
old school. Yeah.
Every
What is that? Who's that?
That was
What's
shit
going on
bag, bro.
there?
My mum has 400 grand a week.
She what?
Jesus Christ.
Do
you know when every summer, so you know pre-season before the season would start and that,
Yeah.
it was obviously very dodgy and back of the lorry stuff and all that. But my uncle used to rock up, like, he'd give us a bow before and let us know. He'd be like, fucking yes. And everyone would get in the house waiting downstairs. And he'd rock up with about 5 big black bags, throw them all in the living room. And there'd just be brand new football shirts, shorts, everything in there. Like United tops, Celtic tops. Like everyone's tops, like, because they must have licked off a JJB Sports or something. And then
some of these have got that anti-theft paint on them, but don't worry about
they'd
that.
have the tags that you'd have to get a knife to chop it off. Hot knife. And like that's how I would get my kits for like 5-6 years. I'd have all the United gear. And it wasn't because we were rich and we could afford it. It was because dodgy shit happened.
Dodgy. It's fine, man. Don't worry about
it. TB says, I've seen this standing still shit for a while now. Do you think it's because we've been playing 2 games a week for as long as I can remember? Either way, it's not an excuse.
Oh, Mason. Unlucky lad.
GT says, would you take Dunk for a cheap option? Jay?
Not really.
These puddies are going to score again, aren't they?
Yeah.
Good block there. Sure. Was that Maguire before with a block?
Dunk's a decent player. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
a good tackle, Maguire there. That's a very good tackle. He needs to be there as well.
That's superb.
Just gets in and right. Really well done.
I'd take off Cavani. You know.
For who?
For
what are you doing? Diallo on the right?
For McTominay. Put McTominay with Fred.
Okay.
And put Pogba in the front 4.
On the left.
Cavani's been dead food today, bro.
Paul Jenkinson says, when is McKola dropping the follow-up to his debut single, Dan?
When Tony leaves in the summer.
What's it going to be called?
If people are Eminem fans and you know, after Stan, recently I think it was on the Relapse or Recovery, he did one called Bad Guy, where it's the second part to Stan, but it's written by Stan. Again.
Right.
And he goes and... No, sorry, not Stan. It's written by... You know, remember Stan's son at the end of the video where the kid with the bleached blonde hair takes his hood off at the funeral?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So it's written by him and he goes and finds Eminem to kill him. So...
what? His album's called Relapse and Recovery?
He had Relapse and then Recovery.
Fair.
Yeah.
Stolen your name there, hasn't he?
What, Relapse and Recovery?
Yeah.
I
thought
it's obviously...
You look like a bit of jealousy in your eye.
No, not
there.
jealousy. I was
Sorry,
admiration.
it was on Marshall Mathers LP 2.
Admiration or intrigue, I should say.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's...
Cavani. Best thing he's done all day there. Headed the ball clear from a corner. Fergal McClements, watching Man United is depressing. Let's share our favourite jokes. Here's mine. Why did the washing machine laugh, Jay?
Don't know. Why did the washing machine laugh, Joe?
Taking the piss out of the knickers. Jesus Christ. It's a piss joke. Do you like piss? Do you like a bit of piss? Good for you. Ryan Weston says, I'm not Ollie out, but I know in my heart he's not good enough. The lack of cohesion and over-dependence comes down to the manager and coaches.
Like proper shit jokes. And you just say, like, for fuck's sake, bro.
I like that one.
You're telling me this again.
It's a piss joke. If you don't understand,
he had a joke. My uncle had a joke as well, where it was like,
well,
I can't. It was something to do with the police taking a drugs test and they're collecting wee, and the person goes, "Oh, you're taking the piss" or something. I can't remember what the joke is though, but he used to always tell that as that. And you know what else his go-to is?
Go on.
You know when you go to make a cup of tea and you come in with empty cups? Fuck.
Oh.
Sake.
Does he do that tripping over thing?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I quite like that one. I'm not gonna lie.
But every time?
Yeah. No, not every time. Because tell him one day he should come in with full and spill.
Yeah.
That'd be quite funny. It's half time if anyone cares.
Half-time, Manchester United 0, Brighton 1. First half then, what are you saying there, Jay?
SH1T, I think is the formula or code for that.
It's the postcode for that performance.
Yes, it was very poor.
It was poor, wasn't it? Not enough from United, really.
Just don't like, Mackie said it there, and it like, said it looked like he ate each other. It doesn't look like we ate each other. It just looks like 11 individuals who just met this morning. I've been told they're playing.
Like,
in
you're
Premier
good
League.
players, but now you've got to play like a team.
This is your new teammate. Go and, or these are your new teammates. Go and play with them for the evening. To make matters worse, now we've got Joe Cole on an advert. Yeah, it's just not good enough. Got to improve. And I don't look at that bench and go, oh, right, there's loads of options there. I know we've got some good players on there, but I think these lot who are on the pitch now have got to get us out of this mess they've got us into.
Varun says, how can Brighton look more dangerous than us every time they have corners and free kicks? They look like scoring every time. Isn't it down to coaching?
Can I go for a wee?
Yeah, go for a wee.
Can you do what you want?
No, it's not year 6.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you might ask me a question or something.
If I ask you a question and turn and you're not there, I think I've missed a big chunk of what's going on. Adam McKola, what do you say to that?
Macca?
Oh, he's not here.
Oh.
Shit, we probably should have noticed
Where's
that.
he gone?
First off then, let's go through some of the plays, because for that goal, me and McKola were discussing Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof. One of them made a mistake. Both of them made a mistake. Certainly, the poor defending, wasn't it? It's Wan-Bissaka's man. For me, it's his mistake. But Lindelof doesn't get to the ball either.
The only issue with that, like you
Paul
saying,
Pogba gives the ball away before that as well.
Why Lindelof should get to the header? Why doesn't Lindelof get to the header? What are you saying then, that he's timed his jump wrong? Is it a header he should make? For me, with Wan-Bissaka, he sees Welbeck, and I have this. We've had this discussion before. For me, if you see the man, yes, you can blame Rich Lindelof. I'm not saying he's blameless, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka sees the man. He's got to do better there, because Welbeck has 2 headers.
Yeah,
he doesn't have one.
Yeah.
He has a header. Henderson saves it, and he has a follow-up.
Yeah.
So, yes, Lindelof should do better, but also Wan-Bissaka should, because he gives Danny Welbeck 2 headers, which just isn't good enough.
No. Rayan Rahman says, guys, I need to know, are United even good?
That's a very good question, that.
It's one I don't know the answer to.
I think we are. I think we are good. We're just not playing well recently.
Benji says, what's Ole's plan? FFS, this is so annoying to watch.
Bore us to death.
You don't mean that.
No fans, no problem, no complaints.
Do you think that's playing a part in the way United play?
Oh, nah, I don't.
You just think it's just... Why do you think we're struggling?
I don't think we're very good, to be honest.
You don't.
So what does it say that we're ahead of everyone else in the league except City? Just that we're the best of a bad bunch, do you think?
We're not the best of a bad bunch as such, but I think we're a long way off being the team we want to be, especially when you're playing people like Fred week in, week out. The style of football that we play isn't great in terms of how many chances we create. It's easy for teams to sit in against us. It's not great. Now, obviously, we're coming in off it international break, but problem was we were shit before the international break. So you can't blame it on that. Obviously, Cavani's just come back from injury, so you can put his performance down to that.
He's been sluggish and off the pace, hasn't he?
But Pogba's been poor. Bruno's been poor. Rashford's been poor. Greenwood's been poor. It's not been good enough. Fred, not good enough at all. If I was us, I'd get rid of him. Defence.
Who was that? Sorry, who would you?
Fred. He's not good enough for Man United. He's not better than McTominay, and we paid 50 million for him.
Yeah.
I think that says it all. If you put him up for sale now, you'd be lucky to get 10 million back, 20 million back. Defensively, I think we're good defensively in terms of Wan-Bissaka on his own. Is he a good right back? Yes. Harry Maguire on his own, is he a good centre half? Yeah. Is Lindelof a good centre half? Probably sometimes. Is Luke Shaw a good left back? Yeah. As a unit, are we all there? Probably not yet. Dean Henderson in goal, great potential. Is he a Manchester United number 1 yet? Probably not. So there's a lot of issues there, isn't it? Still got a long way to go as a team, but when the style is like this, and when you've got players like Mason Greenwood, who's so exciting on the pitch, Rashford, who can be so exciting, Cavani and Pogba, and you're playing like this, it comes down to what you're doing on the training pitch, and I don't think we're doing enough.
Brian Swarbrigg says, Wan-Bissaka is so poor at watching the man over his shoulder. It happens so often.
Every time.
Ball watching is schoolboy error. he definitely watches Danny Welbeck's here and he just runs straight past.
Yeah,
him.
that's why I can understand where Mac is coming from with like Lindelof and whatever. But for me, I still don't think there's any excuse for seeing a man and not doing anything about it.
Yeah. Carl Hagan, we were good for 10 minutes and sat back and watched Brighton spank us. If fans were in the game, we were losing to this team, they would get slaughtered. Death by Stereo says, I'm saying it, get Brendan Rodgers. Ole and the Clowns can't coach.
It's reactive again, 45 minutes against Brighton. Like, let's get rid of the manager, get a new one in. But no matter what manager comes in, you've got to back him in the right way. And I know people go, you know what, it's not all about signings and this isn't good enough. And we're right, that 11 should be beating Brighton. But you've got Cavani there, who's obviously struggling. He's not played a lot for the last 2 months. Was he our first choice striker this summer? Was that the one that Ollie went to the board with and went, get me Edinson Cavani?
Was he even brought in to be a starting striker? I don't think
Probably
he was.
not. We didn't even buy him or sign him until after it was too late for him to play against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, was Odie and Igalo our first choice? No, we just short-changing all the time. And I think no matter whether it's Ollie or whoever is the manager, if we've got any aspirations of having a title challenge, you've got to go more than just buying these third or fourth choice free agents.
Yeah.
Because that isn't going to get us above Manchester City. It really isn't.
No. Yeah, Cavani's the only one of our signings that's starting this game. And let's be honest, he's only starting because Martial's nowhere near as good as he was last season. If Martial was having the same year he did last season,
Cavani would have just been a backup. Okay, I get it, a decent backup, whatever. But still, it's just like we're just miles away from where we need to be, and I just don't. Changing the manager, okay, not for my personal choice, but.
See, I can agree with you on that. Wan-Bissaka needs to do better.
Yeah.
Stay in front of his man. But Lindelof has to head that.
I'm not saying Lindelof is blameless by any means.
It's kind of like where McTominay was at fault for that Leicester goal the other week, but Dean Henderson maybe could have saved it. It's like with that, like, all right, Wan-Bissaka could have and should have been in a position to head that out, but he shouldn't have got there.
Yeah, I think he has to just put more
and
pressure on
Pogba
Welbeck
gave it away
well.
in the build-up as well.
Yeah,
it's just a comedy. Most of the goals we concede, you can blame 3 or 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just go, that's one defender's mistake or one player's mistake. That's what's cost us that goal. It always seems to be 3 or 4 players that are involved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, going back to last season, you remember the Spurs game?
Yeah.
Where it was like one after the other, and then there's Brighton, I think it was Bournemouth or whoever it was.
Yeah.
And it's just Leicester recently. Yes, it's a terrible pass by Fred, but then, you're looking at, did Maguire put him under pressure or whatever? Mac has just mentioned there one. You look at McTominay, could Henderson do better? There always seems to be this thing where it's like 2 or 3 people are involved in the goals we concede, and it's just not good enough.
No.
How much would they have to pay you to do United social media? I feel sorry for that cunt,
I wouldn't do it.
That sits there being... Because I hate the person... whoever tweets. When we're like losing today and I see their tweet, I think, go fuck yourself, you prick. Who are you tweeting all happy as
There's certain jobs you couldn't do.
And it's like... They have to be...
I'd last
an
hour. Not even that. A tweet. That is fucking wank. This board needs to fix up and start backing the manager whoever he is.
FFS.
Yeah,
for
sacked.
fuck's sake.
Yeah, for fuck's sake. Sacked. Done. You didn't read your contract, did you? Well, if you did, you didn't care.
Okay.
Get your shit. You don't work here anymore.
You're out.
Yeah. Tomorrow, you're not going to be in that job.
Yeah.
Last day on
I'm
United's
changing all the
Twitter
passwords
handle.
quickly.
Yeah.
Right, so only I've got them.
What's your last tweet?
My last tweet. I know it's not very original, but I will just do #Glazers out from the official account. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, boom, that's trending like that.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
#Glazers out.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then changing all passwords, everything's gonna have to fuck about to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Screenshot it to death, reshared everywhere. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going out of the bank.
Yeah.
What are you tweeting?
I'd try and attribute some fake quotes to people inside the club to really
That's
unsettle
quality.
things. So like, Glazers
That's
out.
brilliant.
Quote Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah. Wow.
He told me this in confidence, but Ole thinks this guy's a shithouse.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd give it all that.
Yeah, I like that. I
really
like
try
that.
and unsettle everything. Put some
Really.
good messages out there
Yeah.
that we can all get behind, that we all believe in, that we know the players and the manager believe anyway.
Yeah.
Well, we know Ollie does, don't we?
Yeah.
He was the first one to come out and support the anti-Glazer protest, wasn't he? Which is interesting because when you hear... Look, I'm someone that has criticised Ollie as a manager, so I'm not saying I don't, and to be all high and mighty, but there's people that know, to them, Ollie can do no right?
Yeah, there is that.
And like, they just get after him.
I
But
mean,
it's weird
yeah.
because they get after him as being a Glazer puppet. But he's one of a very few connected to the club to have been outspoken against them.
The thing is, you're not going to get a manager who's going to criticise the Glazers. And we have this thing, well, Jose did. Did he? Did he?
To what end?
Yeah, a little bit just before he left. He made noises about his transfers.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like he was constantly criticising Glazers for 2.5 years.
And again, what did it do?
And he got sacked.
He just
not
got
long
sacked
after.
and
if
fucked
only
the
comes
club
out
up.
and starts throwing the Glazers under the bus,
Yeah.
which I can understand, he'll lose his job. And
Yeah.
if there's this sort of people are saying, oh well, if Allegri came in or Conte or Nagelsmann or whatever, they wouldn't have this. But they wouldn't. It'd almost be in their contract. You can't do that. And if they did, they'd be gone. That's the owners. Whether we don't like it, but they're the owners. You're not going to come in and win loads of football matches and criticise the owners and get them to.
Well, Bojan Djordjic went on MUTV and tried it.
I need
didn't
to
he?
get him on air, man.
And then he got.
mate
This
of
is
mine.
not around no more.
He
Which is
doesn't give a
hilarious
shit.
because check this out. Bojan Djordjic worked for MUTV.
Yeah.
Said something anti-Glazer. Sacked within that same period.
It's just not really.
Ron Atkinson.
Yeah.
Was still going for a long stretch after his antics, which we can't repeat on here.
We can't repeat what he said, but it was racist.
Yeah.
In case anyone
So
doesn't
We
know.
read it the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, you didn't
'Cause
know,
I,
did you?
I knew, and we
read it out loud on the live. For a
no,
laugh.
because I knew
Yeah.
I knew some of the words he'd used, and I
Yeah,
knew what had
yeah.
happened, but I'd never read the quote in full.
Yeah.
I wonder if the
it's
clip's
even
on YouTube.
it's even worse than
Yeah.
I imagined it would be when you
Do
actually.
you know when
see what it
ITV
says.
goes to the breaks?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cuts off. And it was in that period.
No,
when
but it
you've
was
still
only
got-
in a certain territories. Like it was in
Yeah.
some country somewhere. But what we were saying, me and Joe, was you must feel comfortable saying that in front of the people you said it.
Yes,
Do you know what I
they
mean?
must have given you reason to feel comfortable.
Yeah,
to
because
say
like
that.
if someone said that in front of you, you'd be like, hang on a minute, what are you talking about?
I'll
Like,
punch you
don't
up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you would though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't fucking speak like in front of me. Whereas he obviously felt like he was all right. And then it was like you said.
Whose
no.
was he with, Clive?
I can't remember. I don't know.
Don't.
But some people, in fairness to whoever he was
Don't-
sat with,
let's
some
not
people
start
are so
speculating.
brazen and so confident with what they say and how they say it, and have been saying
That
it
they
for so
scare
long
people around
that
them.
it doesn't even cross their mind. I'm in front of this person, I can't say it. I mean, obviously it crosses his mind. I'm on telly.
Remember
don't
when
say
Jeff
it, but
Hurst did it in front
let's
of
not throw
Garth
other people
Crooks?
under the bus. Oh,
Drop
yeah.
the M-bomb. Yeah. Like, that wasn't quite.
Jeff Hurst in it? Yeah, I remember on like a BBC production. innit?
Like,
I don't know about that one.
He said there was an old saying with the N-word in it. And he
Okay.
used that saying in
Right.
front of Garth Crooks during like a show. And it was, it makes laugh as well when people go, well, actually, that was the 90s. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, some magical time 25 years ago.
When racism was
Yeah, when
fine.
racism on National Broadcasting Association,
Yeah.
British
It was part of
Broadcasting
the curriculum
Corporation,
back
yeah,
then.
was fine. So
Yeah.
it is crackers. But no, I remember that. I remember when I got asked to do something with MUTV once, and I was like, who's it with? What, can't we do that with him?
It's big wrong.
I'm not well.
No, neither is he.
Sorry.
Matthew Sumption says, case for Donny for Rashi to help Pogba move up. So maybe get Donny on, put Rashford on, Pogba on the left-hand side.
Maybe the further down the line, I think it's a bit drastic now.
You can't. You couldn't make an argument for any one of these players to stay on the pitch.
But does Donny van der Beek change this much, though? Are we kidding ourselves with this?
Like, if someone gets taken off in the next minute,
Yeah.
none of us can go, oh, he shouldn't have that taken off.
But,
shit.
But, like, Pogba's a potential match winner. Rashford's a potential match winner. Bruno's a potential
I
match
wouldn't
winner.
be disappointed to see any of them go off.
Mason's
The
a
thing,
potential
you
match
got to
winner.
remember though, none of them
Like-
have been like so good. You like can't believe he's gone off. But you have to improve the team by making a sub.
Like, what is
I
Donny,
don't think-
like, this thing
yeah.
with Donny van der Beek, like, I like Donny van der Beek, but this is idea that he's a saviour and the answer to all our
Nah, but
problems.
it's not that, bro. I think that's
Right.
I think people just want him in the team because we can't pass the ball and he can pass the ball, and yet we still continue to overlook this midfielder.
He
that
played
can
against
retain
Leicester
possession
and was
but
shocking.
Bro? If
Yeah.
you were told to play once every week, you'd be shocking.
Well, I know, but
Like, it's common sense, isn't it?
it is.
But yet we seem to give some
But
shit.
then it's hard to-
fucking week in, week out. You can play.
But it's hard to-
As many mistakes as you want. It's okay, man, Fred. Just do what
Yeah,
you
well,
want every week.
that swap, like for like, makes more sense than taking off Marcus Rashford and putting on Donny van der Beek.
Yeah, and
that is a bit more logical to me.
No one thinks he's going to be the same.
and
But
regardless,
he can
of-
improve.
Yeah, but just and I understand your point about if you're not playing very often, how can you prove yourself? But that the other way doesn't work either. Of saying even though you've been bad when you've played, we're going to keep playing you because we think you might get or hope you might get better. That
What do you mean, like,
logic doesn't
literally
really work.
like Fred?
Well, no, because that's different. Fred started from a position or has been pretty good.
No, but
and
he
then has
used to
dropped
be
form.
shit.
Yeah, but he only made his way in because of injuries and other factors. We didn't keep playing him through being
Part of the problem with
shit.
Danny van der Beek as well is at the time when we could have had him and there was injuries.
Yeah.
He was injured himself, which
Exactly.
is a bit
And
unlucky
also
for
back
him.
to
But I'm
Fred.
just saying, I feel
It took
like if
Fred a
this was
year
under
to get into the
Mourinho,
team.
We'd all be saying things very different.
What do you mean? Like
About if he made a new signing and just didn't use him, bro, we'd all be sitting here going, "This is Mourinho, typical Mourinho." Danny Van
But
der
it
Beek
isn't
is
though,
not
is
a
it?
crap player.
I don't think.
No, but no one's saying he's crap.
And when he plays, he looks unfit because he hasn't played a game in a month. And then his cheeks go red by 60 minutes. But it's like, how can you get fit if you don't play? He doesn't even play in the 23s, bro. Remember when people used to play in the 23s for
Anderson
fitness?
used to live in the 23s.
Yeah, like, he
Fucking
don't
hell,
even
man.
get fitness minutes.
Rick Wanji says, why is it that we lack so much cohesion as a team? I get we need better players, but the lack of consistency and basic passing isn't just down to the player. I would say the lack of basic passing is down to the player. You can talk about shapes and position and the way we create chances as coaches
Marcus,
and stuff.
man.
But 5-yard passing, that is down to the player. No one is coaching a 5-yard pass out of you. I'm sorry about that, but you know, if Fred can't pass the ball 5 yards, that's not the coaching.
This is so
There's a lot of things that are down to the
Go on,
coaching.
Fred.
But
Prove
the
us all
ability
wrong,
to
son.
play short passes isn't that. That's footballers should be able to play a 5-10 yard pass. Another one, Atul says, can we sell Fred at half time? Maybe, but we haven't. So he's on second half as we've kicked off, as you can see on there.
And I know I criticised Fred a lot earlier and said we should say he's not been the worst player today.
No,
by a long stretch.
No, I think he's of that front six.
And he
He
made a
might have
few
been
good
the least bad player.
It didn't, and Fred didn't stand out for me as a.
No, it's
thing,
not been
like-
a bad game. For
But
him,
I
no.
just mean, like, I was saying in general.
Yeah.
This team is a long way from where we need to be.
A said
Because every section of the pitch,
that's all right.
like at the moment now, the goalkeeper position's up in the air. Then centre half. I don't think it is to Ali actually the centre half position. I think he's happy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll buy one that will go for backup, but I think he's happy with them pair.
Oh, come on, man. That's
Like,
it's not
that's
good
up in the air. Midfield's up in the air. Pogba. We need a number 6. Donny, Fred. Like, that's all up in the air. Then the front three, even that's all up in the air. Are we going to sign a new right winger? Is it Amad Diallo? Who's going to be our number 9? Like, this isn't a settled team, really, when you think about it. And there's still a lot of changes to make.
A with a super chat. I wish Rashford would look up when he's running. He does have a tendency to kind
Yeah,
of
he's done
head
it a
down,
lot as
barrel
well
into
this
the box.
game. He's done it twice now in particular where
Yeah.
there was other options on.
Yeah.
I can understand it. I'm not like if you're the furthest forward, whatever, you haven't got support, but there was options then in the box and he just didn't get his head up.
V Sadi says, we lack a true holding mid that allows Pogba and others to be more expressive and push higher. Wan-Bissaka is one-footed and too predictable. I definitely agree about the holding midfielder situation at United. I mean, Fred plays that role for us, doesn't he? He's the one who's sort of designated with that. You can see there his positioning. Paul Pogba's pushed up, Fred's sitting back, but I don't think Fred is top class in that position, which is what we need. Pogba on the edge of the box. Not done a lot going forward, has he, Pogba, so far?
No, they were singling. I was watching a little bit of the halftime analysis. They were sort of singling him out a little bit for some sloppy passes.
Obviously, the one that led to the goal, but
yeah,
in possession even is.
Oh, that's poor. That
Hold on, Maguire. Fred did his best to lose that, didn't he? That's good from Luke Shaw. That's better. Bit of space for Pogba now.
On the ball.
Passed it. Oh, it's sort of in between, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
in front of Bruno there. Bit better from United, holding the ball a bit better. Atol says, we should have given chances to Garner and not Fred. I mean,
Garner's doing well on loan.
Yeah,
at
let him
Forest.
have that.
Yeah.
Let's not say that he should be playing ahead of Fred just because
That's
he's
poor, then.
Let him have a good spell in Nottingham and take it from there. I think he needed some football, didn't he, more than anything, James Garner. So
He also went to Watford and didn't do very well.
Yeah, exactly.
No one was saying
Well,
he
they
should be
changed.
brought
They
back
changed. Yeah, I think did they sack the manager as well? That didn't help.
No, well, that's not like Watford, is it? But yeah, let him play well at Forest, get some games for, in a really good league, which is the Championship, and then we'll see from there. But I don't think chucking him in the first team would have.
No,
helped
not
him.
now. We were talking about this the other day on
No.
the Academy Review. And we were saying like maybe next season he comes in and he's a squad player who gets some games in the cups and the other certain Premier League games, but I don't think right now.
Brighton just holding the ball again. We're not
Brighton
pressing.
are comfy in possession.
Yeah, we're not really pressing, are we?
They look more like a team than we do.
Yeah. It's very sort of plodding, just slow jogging press there in it from Bruno and Rashford. Bruno stepping up a bit more now, pressing the goalkeeper. That's better from Fred. Good press.
Unlucky that.
Touch just lets him down, but it's a bit better. For 10, 15 seconds there, they just had the ball and we were just sort of jogging after him. But that's much better. Lindelof and then Fred.
Foul there, wasn't it?
Fucking foul there.
It was a foul.
Was it?
Pushed him with 2 hands.
It looked like he just got the better of him to
Dan
me.
James warming up.
You wanted a sub? McTominay warming up?
as well.
It's put me out of my misery, man.
With his mask on, like a nan. You know, when they got the nose hanging out. You're like, come on, it's you that's going to feel the effects of this if you get it. You just want to go up to him and just, boing, put it back on the nose.
Why James and not the Arlo, man? If you know someone's like, if you look at someone and go, I'd spend 40 million on him.
Yeah.
But you still won't play him. Do you know?
Like, I know where you're coming from, but isn't the 40 million thing like because he's such a long term?
Yeah, it's potential. I know
and
that.
a lot of that is add-ons as well.
But it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He's not that young.
Yeah.
At least
The
like 5
only
minutes here
the
and there.
only thing like
He does get 5 minutes here and there, though. That is what he gets at the moment.
About twice he's had that.
Well, no, it's more than twice. And one was 3 games ago. He got a goal for United. I don't think...
Then he wasn't involved in the next.
Go on, Marcus.
Shot.
Decent effort.
straight
First shot on goal for United.
Fucking hell, what are we in now? 51 minutes in.
Yep.
And
First shot on target.
Which is straight at the goalkeeper.
Decent effort, but yeah, like I said, you could have put a traffic cone there, just saved it straight down the goalkeeper, isn't it? But bit better from United.
It's just fucking ruined.
Don't mind someone having a shot though, because
that first one on target says it all. Just fucking start shooting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're lucky that teams drop points this week.
Are we lucky, or is it just they're not that good and we're not that good as well, so they're going to drop points?
If they hadn't dropped points,
Other than
they'd be closing right in on us.
I appreciate
we'd be third with a few teams within striking distance.
Yeah, I appreciate that from a purely mathematical perspective. I know what you mean. We are lucky that if we drop points that they also have, but the teams that we're talking about here have consistently dropped points like that all season, haven't they? Which is why they're in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. So I don't think it's
fucking hell, man.
So I think it's somewhat to be expected that
that's ridiculous.
Leicester and Chelsea might drop some points.
You don't need to
like
do that,
United do as well. That's a shocking pass from Maguire, wasn't it? It's like he tried to pass it to Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka at once, or whoever the two players.
Don't need to do that. You don't need to try and play that pass. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just so frustrating.
Tom Fisher says I missed his super chat. If you could send it again, it's just a normal chat. I'll read it out. Or
Is
if
it
you
not
can get it
in
on the comments? Huh? Oh, it came through as just £1 and no message. Thank you very much for sending that through. If there was a message with it that we didn't get, let me know. But if it was just the £1, then thank you. Alfie Palmer says there's clearly no planning behind this team. Ole asked for Sancho and got Tellez. Josie asked for Perisic and got Lee Grant. Off the pitch planning, I think he means there, rather than or sort of above the coaching.
I often think about that, right? Because Jose made a big one thing he did say was he wanted 4 targets, he got 3 of them. He was pretty happy with that. I think everyone agrees that the other one he didn't get was Perisic.
Yeah, this was in his first season.
This wasn't the Lee Grant season.
Yeah.
This was the one before. I think. So yeah, it's sometimes you just got to go that little bit extra.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time. I mean, I guess it would be Falcao Di Maria, where you kind of went, "Fucking hell, we've gone for it here."
Yeah.
I think that would be it, wouldn't it? I mean, obviously the Pogba signing was big and getting Zlatan as well, but
Jose's first summer was a summer.
That was Pogba, Zlatan, Mkhitaryan.
Yeah,
Bailly.
That felt big at the time, I suppose.
And plus, the thing with those teams as well is, like with Jose, with Van Gaal, and obviously with Moyes especially, like you still had some decent players left over from the Fergie era.
That's all right. It's a corner. That's all right. That's all right. He's driven into the box and won a corner. No, I think you.
Literally always looking for himself to score, bro. It's fucking boring, man. It's a reason our fucking number 9s have 3-4 goals between the two of them. And every fucker that gets...
He's won a corner anyway.
Run and shoot.
Shaw plays it in. Maguire wins it. Is that it a hand there? Pogba going for the overhead kick. You know,
it's a free kick.
Slow motion, didn't it there? Maguire won the header and it got blocked out. It looked like it might have been a hand to me, but it must have been Dunk's head, was it, that it hit? Ball comes in. You don't really say. Maybe it just didn't end anything. Definitely. I mean, I suppose it's a foul. His foot's somewhere near his head.
I don't. It's a bit fucking daft, that to me.
AK says, this is arguably our best team on paper. Which 3 positions would you change to make us better? I think if you change any position, any 3 positions for better players would be better. But I mean, I think right wing, obviously, we're lacking in a number 9 and a defensive midfielder for me. What would you say?
Defensive midfielder is fucking a given, man. We need one. I just think that's the fact we have to usually play 2 midfielders for the price of 1, or that we have to move players about into different positions just to accommodate the fact we haven't got an out-and-out defensive midfielder who's good enough. Says it all. Right winger as well. Mason Greenwood isn't a right winger. He's just playing there because we haven't got a right winger.
Yep.
Well, you know, you could talk about Diallo maybe long term. Dan James is a squad player, but we haven't got one who's right now ready to come into this team.
And it's a shame for Greenwood as well because he's had his first 2 seasons of first team football out of position because the squad is so thin in that area. And obviously you could say he's forced his way in ahead of certain players, but he would have rather been playing as a number 10 or number 9, for those 2 seasons.
Is that a corner?
Did well there, Bruno.
He did, because that ball was asking a lot from him, but he's managed to make it work.
It looked like it went out, didn't it? They think it did. There's no VAR for that, is there?
I don't think so.
Looked like the ball crossed.
All I can get is little snippets of Steve McManaman's voice, and it's
just the tone of it.
Honestly.
Corner to United. Bruno puts the ball in, headed away by...
Not a great corner.
Not sure, someone at the near post. Back out to Bruno. Another one headed away again at the near post.
That's not a great ball either.
No. 2 poor passes there. Another one from Shaw. That's a bit better. Straight to Sanchez.
Shit, I swear to God, we're literally fucking one cross merchants, man. What a bollocks, bruv. What do we do on a training pitch, bruv? Every week. You got all these players that can pass and move, and yet give it to Luke and watch him fucking smash across to the back post at Harry Maguire. We're shit, bruv. It's only if no ifs, buts, or maybes. We are shit, mate. Not seen one good pass in the final third. Not one. In 58 minutes against fucking Brighton. But go on, run at him, go on. Score a goal.
It's a nice pass.
It's like they're playing Wembley knockouts, twats.
Wan-Bissaka. 1-2 with
better.
Bruno.
Crooking decent crossing. No.
First man again.
No.
4 crosses in a row now, just easily dealt with. Not
They
even
don't
anywhere
cross
near a
with
United
the
player.
it's going to go to Cavani. It's going to go to him. It's just, this is where I cross it, isn't it? You
just pick a fucking man out.
Fuck off, man. Fucking ball bags, bro. Every single one of these bags.
Oh, again.
Straight to Sanchez, another cross.
This is feeling like fucking Moyes era.
I was going to say, imagine watching that game, doing a watch along for it.
The Fulham game.
Because you'd be going, at some point, what was it, 72 crosses? At some point, you'd just be stunned, wouldn't you? You'd be like, they've done another cross. About 40 crosses.
So shit out.
I remember watching it. I wasn't there, but I watched it. And I was like, what's happening here? And then it just kept happening and kept happening and kept happening.
You know,
was it a 1-1?
2-0.
2-0.
And the second goal, the Fulham equaliser, you know, you can see a goal coming a mile away.
Yep.
You're like, they're going to score there. When they were on the counter. Oh, my God.
Brighton counter-attacking now. Morpie. Support ball. Intercepted well by Lindelof. So here's the thing. We in a position there to turn the ball over quickly because we've won it. They're just starting to press men forward. We can do something quick and we just slow it right down again. Let them sit back again.
Moving forward there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Right, okay, go on.
Find a pass to one of the attackers' feet.
Sideways and behind him.
That's a good ball. Bruno, it's good goalkeeping there by Sanchez. Better though, that's a good ball in by Pogba there to Bruno. Good goalkeeping. Bit of excitement there though, finally. Actually making a run in behind. Well found by Post. You know. All the way out to Wan-Bissaka on the halfway line pretty much. And Fred plays it back to Wan-Bissaka. Cavani's had to come back to link the play up. He's done quite well there. But again, what started as a corner has ended with us playing the ball around the halfway line and chipping it up to their goalkeeper.
Half these man new contracts, either Pogba, Cavani and all that. What's the fucking point? Pogba does what, 400 grand a week? So we'll be stuck here with you like we have the hair. And Raiola can run his fat mouth next season. Cavani, so in what, he can stink the place out next season and get a fat wage. That's what we're going to end up doing, you know.
Thing is that we can't just get rid of everyone, can we?
No, we can't get rid of
everyone. Like
but in
seven starting players.
Like, certainly the Cavani one worries me a bit. Because he's 34. And I think, you know...
Here we go.
Go on.
Bruno. Rashford.
Yes! Come on!
1-1.
Well done.
Looked like Bruno got taken down off the ball as well there, but it's a
fucking time.
Really good. Bruno gets the ball, side foots it through to Rashford, who just opens his body, puts it across the goalkeeper. Lovely finish as well there.
He's fuming.
28 minutes, score another one. Come on, lads.
Well done, Marcus, lad. Great ball as well, Bruno. That was more like it there. Was that Cavani to Bruno?
First good thing Cavani's done.
Yeah, to Rashford.
And the finish weighted perfect, as well.
Yeah.
Beautifully weighted.
Everything about that. I just want to see what
Cavani
happened to Bruno here.
Sorry, Bruno
gets fucking...
Would that have been a penalty?
Oh, yeah.
Would that have been a penalty if Rashford didn't score?
I don't know if it was in the box, but it's a clear foul,
That's a good
I think
question.
it would.
Would it have been?
Because look, it's in the box. It's definitely in the box.
Yeah.
You know if Andy Cole doesn't score in the Stade Alpe, is that a penalty?
Yeah. I remember. I've always
Is that it? I don't know why.
Who's the goalie that takes him down?
Buffon.
It's the goalie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
goal.
goalkeeper.
It's a clear foul.
No, it's Peruzzi.
Yeah.
Clear foul. I wouldn't if he'd have given it, but it was.
Because he played the advantage and then he's like, but if he doesn't score, do you then pull it back for the penalty?
Nah, I think because he has, and it goes like.
Because the only thing that is more of an advantage than a penalty is a goal.
Yeah.
For me, if you miss it,
but
it
the finish from Cole is like difficult.
Oh, it's like 6 feet,
that
6
yeah.
inches off
He
the
gets
line.
the ball through the gap of the size of the ball almost. It's amazing, that goal.
Yeah.
But
Apparently it was outside the box, that Bruno one. So lucky he did stick it in because we wouldn't have been getting a penalty for it.
Ah, right, okay.
Come on then now.
Go on, Edinson.
Cavani up in the air. Rashford, good touch. Find a man.
Oh, Marcus.
That was a great first touch. That was.
Yeah, it was.
Valcross.
Really?
Good bit of quality there. There was just a couple of signs, wasn't there? The Pog one to Bruno, and then I just thought we pressed a little bit better for a couple of minutes. And really, all it took was
the first time
one incisive
we've
pass.
looked like he's a unit in attack. You saw Cavani to Bruno to Rashford, and it was like one under to the other, carried it. The run was perfect.
Great
the pass
weight.
was perfect.
Great weight on
and
that
the
pass.
finish was spot on.
And he makes up for it by giving the ball straight away there. But yeah, lovely pass. The weight on it to Rashford, he was just stepping onto it, and the defender missed it by about 2 inches off his toe, didn't he?
I'd get Scotty on, still.
Would you?
Who would you take off?
One of the front three.
Yeah.
Greenwood. Oh. Unlucky.
Cavani's come alive in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I always feel sorry for Mason, though.
Mason
Mason gets took off a lot.
Because he went, through that phase where Martial was stinking the place out.
Yeah.
But Ollie still wanted to give him time to score, and Greenwood would get sacrificed.
I felt for him, man. Happened. It felt like Juan Mata under Joe's age. Remember, every week, Juan Mata
I'm only playing you so I can bring you off, just so you know.
Like, he took him off. Was it the Charity Shield where he took him off after he brought him on?
To be fair, though, I was someone that all would criticise Joy's videos that, but in that point with Matter, on and off, I got it that day. Because it didn't matter, come on, because
there was
it wasn't supposed to be.
It was a reason, like, it was like literally like, so we've got another injury, I'm going to have to take someone off, you've got to, because apparently they kicked off a little bit, didn't they, but they sorted it out, because Matt was like...
No, because you see Matt go like, what the hell, and then Jose grabs him and talks to him. And that was at the period where we all thought he was going to...
Give him the fucking ball.
He was going to make an example of Juan Mata.
That's a booking, ref. Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's booked him.
You can do that where you sort of jog off and drop the ball behind you. You can't just keep walking away and not giving them the ball.
That's it. Ben White on the list. Don't want you.
You didn't want him anyway.
No, I didn't. I never heard of him until about 3 months ago.
How can a football team... How do we let... How do we let these grown men that don't know me, don't care about me, control our mood so much?
It's mad, isn't it?
It's fucking stupid.
It's like, imagine if you went home and someone... and
so philosophical.
Like, it's stupid, isn't it?
You went home and your mum or your girlfriend or whatever was sat fucking fuming like, what's up? Angela didn't win on the weakest link. You'd be like, what the fuck? What is going on? That is what we do. Just the wrong contestant wins on Who Wants to Be. He didn't get through fastest finger first on Millionaire. I'm fuming for a week.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what are you playing at? And yet it's completely accepted that you're just allowed to ruin your life because his team's lost a game. It's fucking ridiculous.
Like there's
really,
there's been times where we've had things arranged where after the game you'll go here, and then it's been like, I ain't going out. Nah. So you've ruined like social event.
That's great played out by Mason.
Or you turn up and you just fuming.
Let's have a cross worthy of it.
And the amount of times when like United will win a game and then I'll go out that night and I have such a better night because United have won. You're like you
I was thinking about this the other day, like, you know, as a kid, like I had a very turbulent childhood, like my parents breaking. I'm not the only one to ever go through that, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it was a turbulent childhood, and it's like when my nan died and that. I remember being like, when my nan passed away in '99, she passed away in January, and I had 3-4 months off school. My head went like a proper wobble in it. I had a wobble in it, hardcore wobble. But that year,
how old were you then? Sorry.
10.
Right.
So, well, turning 10. But that year is remembered as one of my favourite years because of the treble.
Yeah.
And like that May when we were going in school and celebrating the games and that. And it's like, I thought, this is literally something I thought about yesterday, which is a bit depressing, but I thought, how would I have turned out if I didn't have that positivity?
Yeah.
And, you know, like something to be happy about, something to enjoy, something to smile, something to enjoy, or just your life where there's been certain times where you could have had and because your football team's done well, you've been all right.
Yeah,
like it's a bit weird, isn't it?
I mean, as United fans in general, we've had it so fucking lucky. Do you know what I mean? When you think of how old we are and the era we've grown up in.
Yeah,
I remember my dad and his mates in '93. Almost in tears when we won the league because he'd gone 26 years seeing the Scousers win the lot. And their years, like from kids to teenagers to 20-year-olds and all that, was spent just watching United being shite, most of it. Or, you know, the occasional FA Cup win. Whereas for us, it's titles and Champions League finals and fucking, you know, even like Europa League wins.
Yeah,
I mean, most fans don't see that.
99% of football team fans don't support it.
When we won the Europa League, so taking it away from me now too, just generally, the City was going through a fuck period at that time.
That was the worst 2 days.
And like
ever.
some of the City would have boosted a lot of the morale of people within the
City. Only time I've had City fans, literally Man City fans, messaging me saying good luck in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Seriously, mate.
You saw a lot of that on Twitter and social media afterwards.
Do you know what I mean?
Stuff like that.
I know.
Generally speaking, I know what you mean.
I hate City fans.
But like,
is what I'm saying.
In that particular instance, it was something that's so much bigger.
I will never see it again. But it was weird, and it was because it was such a strange atmosphere. But that did give us a little bit of a lift after what was a horrible 48 hours.
Corner there again, not to bring it up, if you know, but for anyone who doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh right, sorry, yeah. We had obviously the arena attack in May. I think it was May the 22nd, wasn't it? Yeah, where we lost 22 people were killed, and then 2 days later we had the Europa League final. Some like myself and Maka went there. Brighton nearly scored there.
Did they give him a penalty? They're going to check it, aren't they?
He's told him to relax. Oh my God. Offside.
I don't know. It's not a penalty.
No, he falls. He's just didn't he kick the floor there, Danny Welbeck?
I don't think it's a penalty.
That's not a penalty, surely.
It doesn't look like one to me. The ball goes in. He's near him, but no, it just nudges him.
If he touches him, it's with his arm, and that's not a penalty.
No, that's not a
just
penalty.
natural.
You're allowed to put.
Not
you're allowed to
natural,
touch
you know what I
someone.
mean? It's like just a brush.
Yeah, you're allowed a bit
like
of
physical contact.
Yeah, it's not a foul just because you touch someone. For me,
it could have been very easily. He could have tripped him or clipped him or come on, bro.
Come on.
If they give this,
no
that's
chance.
a
surely.
shocker.
Yeah, no penalty.
Sorry.
Oh my God, I thought
no penalty, by the way.
I would have hated Danny Welbeck
just,
forever.
Just
for
good
that.
defending, really.
So we had the arena attack on the Monday night, and then on the Wednesday night, or was it the Wednesday night? It was in the Europa League final.
I think it was. It wasn't.
I
Thursday,
felt like 2
was
days
it?
afterwards, anyway. So
yeah,
the whole city obviously was in mourning and shell shock. I went there and was covering it as a reporter, and was met with this positive story about we're all going to the Europa League final. And speaking to people, everyone was a bit like felt like you were leaving the scene of a crime or something. It was just horrible. And it gave everyone a bit of a lift afterwards because obviously won the Europa League, getting to the Champions League, and it's the first sort of positive thing we had in those 48 hours. But going back to what Mac is saying, sometimes football does that to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Although fucking tonight, it's making us all clinically depressed.
Yeah. People saying pen to Brighton, but we've just seen it and it wasn't.
Danny Welbeck kicked the floor, didn't he?
Yeah.
If that was vice versa, do you think we'd be reacting differently?
Obviously.
Yeah, of course. And there's nothing.
You never
wrong
met
with
us.
That. There's nothing, and also there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we'd want
Your
it the other way.
headphones, if you hadn't done it already, would have been dashed.
I can't be asked. Yeah.
Mike Dean would have been getting called every name under the sun. VAR would have been told to be scrapped.
I properly hate our team today.
I didn't think it looked like a penalty.
Well, no, it's
honestly.
I was surprised they were checking it. Marcus
Rashford
Rashford coming off. He's obviously not fit.
Yeah, Dan James coming off.
Jesus Christ, Ollie's actually subbed him.
72 minutes in, he's got his goal.
Thought
Not his
Ollie had a
greatest
deal
game.
with him where like he'd only take him off if he.
Nah, I think that looks preemptive. That not preemptive, but almost planned. Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Preempted strike. And is he straight down the tunnel there? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, straight down the tunnel for Rashford. I never quite like it when someone. Oh, there you go. When someone walks down the tunnel and no medical team or no staff member joins them, I always think like, someone go with him so you don't see that lonely footage of him walking down like they're all sad.
Surely when you come off, you don't want some fucking kit man walking with you. You want to just go
like
in there
it.
and you want to just go chill, have a shower, have a scream.
I'm not suggesting that guy goes in the shower with him.
Cuss everybody out.
Have someone walk you off the pitch.
You know Rashford's walking in there like, fucking shit wankers, all of them fuckers.
I hope so.
Fucking bet they don't come in here with 3 points. Gonna fucking chin them, the wankers. That's what he's doing. You don't need some geezer holding his hand when he wants to vent like that. Oh, no.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Sorry, I wish I hadn't said that.
Come on, Marcus. Come on, son.
Come on, lad.
You wash behind your ears.
Let's get you off.
Mate, what are you doing in here? Who are you even?
I'm the one with
Fuck
the
out of
loofah on
here.
a stick. I'll sort you out.
Hey.
Them dressing rooms are nice as well.
I haven't been in them since they've done it all.
I've played in them and used them.
Played in them.
Had a shower in them.
Had a shower in them.
Got all wet in there.
Yeah.
Had my tickle tackle out in them.
Yeah,
bet you did.
And the rest.
Running around.
And the what else is there? And the rest.
Don't
got his bollocks out, yeah, and the rest.
And the rest.
You know, the other stuff that there is that's
Yeah.
even more private than the tackle. What was that? Yeah. Some big horrible tattoo. Really offensive. All right, come on now. Oh.
Bro, this is why you shouldn't be at Manchester United. It's that simple, bro.
That's harsh, isn't it?
No, it's not.
But it is.
It's fucking not, bro.
It is harsh.
It's not harsh. It's true.
You don't think it's harsh that
he should not be playing for Man United? Facts.
But you said that is why he shouldn't be playing for Man United.
Yeah, because he's rubbish.
Right.
Fucking hell. Bro, he's literally, come on, let the ball roll under his foot.
Sell him. Sell him then.
Well, you don't have any fucking buyers apart from Bielsa and Lee.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have any fucking players if we sold all the people you said aren't good enough in the last 20 minutes. Bruno be gone, Pogba gone, Cavani's gone, Lindelof's gone.
I've not said Bruno once, so don't try.
I like a foul throw.
That I haven't said. I said Pogba.
Yeah, Cavani.
What we're gonna have to give him like. I love Pogba. I think he's fucking amazing, our best player. But What, you're going to give him 400 grand a week to stink the place out and moan and his agent to be a prick?
Yeah.
Cavani.
Oh, it's a shit pass.
All it had to be was like connect with the ball. And he literally didn't.
Flicks his just hits.
Oh my God, it's so annoying.
Studs, didn't it?
Go on, Addy. Show me your pace.
Have a shot, son. Fuck it. Oh my God.
That's a ball.
He did well there.
It was. But you see how high it went first. I
He did well there.
What is this geezer doing?
He drove forward, dragged
had a
men out of
shot.
position, and then
At the fucking
got it
south
out to
stand.
Wan-Bissaka. That's a risky pass. Fucking hell. So they're chipping the ball
We're
out.
seriously crap.
To 35 yards out, chipping it out from their defence, and no one's there to meet it on the bounce. That's better from Bruno. Good stuff there. Won the ball back. Greenwood, keep it. Really well done there.
Oh,
Just
it's a
tackled
foul
in the
before
end.
then.
He's
You
brought
can
it back.
fuck right off.
Brought it back for that. He has fucked right off.
I know, I
He's
was
given it.
fucking raising and I thought he weren't going to give it.
He
Fucking
wasn't
hell.
falling over there. He probably
I know. He's already on his way down, isn't he?
We're rushing though.
Bruno has the shot. It's just put out. And both Dan James and Greenwood sort of slide into the ball, don't they? Poor goalkeeper. That's poor goalkeeping. Fucking hell. And he just charges after it, doesn't he? The goalie completely loses his head then, doesn't he? He makes the mistake and then thinks, instead of getting in a good position and let my defender deal with it because there's three, I'm going to go after it. He gets nowhere near it.
It just sums up Mason Greenwood's luck this season, that.
Yeah. Up to 12 attempts for United now. I think it was 3 we had in the first half. So much. It has been better second half, hasn't it? It's not been great, but we've not allowed them as much pressure and as much possession as we did in the first half. It's a similar thing that we've had recently. First half shocking. If we can hang in there, we can sometimes make up for it in the second half. What was the run we had where was it 8 games in a row or 6 games in a row where we were down first and ended up winning?
Yeah, it
like,
was that
towards
away,
the start
that
of the season.
Record was ridiculous. But our home record this season hasn't been great.
No, it hasn't. But this thing of letting teams score first and then having to fight back has been pretty consistent all year. Damon Maidment signed Grealish to make Adam happy.
Would you be happy if we signed Grealish? Would that make you happy?
No, because we still play like shit.
There you go.
Cool. Cheers. Who is the one? Who would you sign then? Even if it's a new manager, whatever. Who, if you could bring one human being into Manchester United, who would it be? Would it be like
David Beckham?
Bill Gates is the owner? It's what? Player.
Is that anything he wants to be?
That seems.
You know what would be worse though, right?
Manager, if he wants.
No, you wouldn't want
Shut
that.
up.
That's why I would never want Eric as manager. Remember that time when it's like Eric as manager? I'd be like, no.
I'd let him.
No,
take us down.
because we could be relegated, right? And I would never ever say Eric out.
Yeah, we'll go down.
I'd be like, do you know
It'll
what?
be fun.
Fuck it.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'd be in League One, still backing Eric.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, and it'd be the same with Beckham, man. You can't hate on David Beckham. It's like in the rules.
Donny van der Beek coming on, or will be coming on
We need
shortly.
a right winger as well.
If it was one human, it'd be a new owner, presumably. If you can just bring a person into Manchester United,
That seems like
Jeff Bezos.
Someone like that.
Fucking pay your taxes.
Well, all billionaires are fucked. There's
Yeah,
never.
yeah.
There's not this. We've discussed this before. There's
You
no.
can get one that just doesn't pay their tax
yeah.
or kills every
Yeah,
couple
not
of
paying
goals.
their
That's
taxes.
it. They either do one or the other.
Yeah.
Like it's either he's a horrible human being or he's a worst human
just
being.
so you know, the ones that are murdering loads of people don't pay their taxes either. Just so you
Yeah,
know, let's
alright.
get that
So
straight.
he either doesn't pay his taxes and
It's not
murders
like-
loads of people.
At
or
least
doesn't
he
pay
pays his taxes, but they do, take ownership of other human beings in wherever they're from. That's usually they don't do either. So I think not paying taxes is as good as you're going to get for a multi-billionaire.
All right. If it's someone who's just not paying the taxes, then I'll probably still go to the game.
Yeah, me too.
If it's someone who's murdering people and not paying the taxes, that's probably a line for me.
Yeah.
And what is it else the City geezers do?
Let's not worry about that.
Homophobic. They're all
Yeah,
sorts,
a lot,
aren't they?
mate.
Plenty.
But we're not allowed to talk about that.
Well done, Luke Shaw.
City,
Let's get an allegedly on the screen,
it's
shall we?
funny,
No.
like all the City fans that are proper whoppers that get scared to say stuff about that.
Oh, mate. They like...
Dicks.
Yeah.
They're all like that. Oh, don't say that to me. I'm just a football fan. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck off. But you get all high and mighty about UEFA, don't you? You
Exactly.
dicks.
Bruno.
Come on.
Goes past one. Has a shot.
Should have gone
Smothered.
he went for the near post there. Should have gone for the far post.
Elon Musk as owner, people are saying.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So we can watch United in space then.
Yeah.
Probably remove Old Trafford to the
How long till United have their own
Space
currency?
Hey.
Red coin.
Man coin.
That sounds like
red coin, yeah. Not man coin.
You see Pogba get hacked the other day?
No.
On Twitter.
Did it?
Yeah, because he tweeted about like Pog coin or something. With some mad link and that, some mad code, and it was like he had got hacked.
Pog coin is very
Pog
funny.
coin, that's quality.
I'd love a little coin with Pogba's face on it. That'd be great. Oh, there'd be that little PP logo, wouldn't it?
PP.
PP.
Isn't that what comes out of your wee wee?
I suppose so. Finally, Van der Beek, someone said.
Come
Jeff
on, Donny.
Bezos.
Show us what you're made of, son.
Is he on the pitch?
Nah, it's coming on now, I think.
He's been warming up for long and then he'll get on the pitch. Poor fucker, man. If I was him, I'd go back.
Fuck feeling sorry for anyone that's earning 170 grand a week to play
Edinson
football.
Cavani.
I'm
not feeling sorry for him for playing for Man United. I get that maybe he want a few more minutes, but I don't.
You know what you were saying before, Mac, about Cavani new deal. I don't think he'll sign a new deal. I don't think he wants another season there.
You're doing us a favour then.
I know. I'm not disputing that. I'm
We've
just
got to
saying
replace him, though.
I don't think he wants to be here for another year.
Who are we going to replace him with?
We'll
He
have to
hates
buy
it here,
someone.
bro. He hates it. No one passes to him.
It's not just
fucking
that.
hates
It's
everyone.
not just that. Look at his time in England. It's been a fucking almost disastrous for him.
He
He's been
hates
injured.
it.
He's been banned.
For being racist?
Yeah.
Bring it back
Yeah.
and say it again.
What?
Like, he's been banned.
That's what he got banned
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, but he's not a racist.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's racist. I'm saying he got
Yeah.
banned for being racist.
Yeah.
Which is what he was banned for.
Like, which obviously pissed him off because he's like, hang on a minute, how has this happened?
Yeah.
But really, they were racist to him.
Well, yeah.
This is one of the
In calling him racist, they were being racist.
This is one of the few instances where you might be right, but I've heard so many racists use that defense. If anything, this is racist towards me. All I'm doing is expressing my freedom of speech. Like,
But you know what I
in
mean?
this one occasion, you might be right.
No, it's true. He was.
Yeah. You almost gave it. You can't say anything.
That's
these
up there
days,
with
did you?
like he's got lots of black friends.
Yeah, exactly. But so anyway, yeah, he
So
was
there's
banned.
that.
Oh, that's a lovely
That's
pass
a
from
great
Luke Shaw.
pass by
Fucking
fucking
hell.
Luke Shaw, you know.
Who's on?
Chance-
Who's
Luke
on?
Shaw's our
Chance
best
is gone
player.
now.
Pogba!
Yes! Yes!
Is it in?
Mason
Get
Greenwood!
it! Get it!
Come on, lad!
Yes!
Oh!
Fucking let's have ya!
Alright, this is gonna break, you bastard! Fuck me, he loves breaking stuff.
Right back.
Pogba with the shit volley to set it up.
Fantastic. That pass from Luke Shaw is what makes
Luke
that.
Shaw
It's
is
just
our best player.
A little drifting pass.
21 is.
But do you know
Drifting
what?
pass
We've been
with the
here
outside
before,
of his
mate.
left foot.
We've been here before.
Luke Shaw's our best player.
He was our best player
What a
before he got
disgrace.
injured.
You're paying for this table if it breaks, you know.
I'm paying for the table anyway.
No, you're not.
Even if it doesn't break.
You don't pay for it. Right, Bruno.
Not in front of the children.
Pogba.
Say
It's
I.
a shocking
When I
volley.
say I mean we.
Yeah, thank you.
I went very Stephen Howson there.
I
didn't
know, like, do you know what I mean? Now it starts trending.
When he walks around to them on my channel, and us three are sat there like, you didn't even come in and do your video yesterday, you prick.
Anyway. So
we can have business meetings in front of everyone.
It's a good idea.
We should, you know.
No, we shouldn't.
How about this?
We really shouldn't.
We haven't even had a chance to enjoy the fucking goal yet.
How about this?
How about
Mason
what?
Greenwood.
How about this? Listen, hear me out. I'm Ad.
That helps if you know the
I'm
people's
Ad.
names.
Here's Al.
Yeah.
Why do I call you Ad?
Because you
Because Patterson.
Because you're thick. Pogba's come off.
No, members only.
No.
Members only.
Right.
That's like saying
you
I'll
must
do a
have
shit. I'll
some
just shit on
delightfully
live stream for members.
Short memory.
There's some
because
things that you
the
don't
last time we all
stream.
had a meeting, I would not want that to have been on video.
Yeah, let's stop talking about it. I want to just stop talking about it.
But we don't like being like,
go on,
you know, just over the top,
as I say to the
angry
kids, use
football
your words.
fans.
Yeah. You never get caught doing
But
that.
we can be angry over the top business people.
Right.
Like balance it out.
Which one of the dragons off
Do
the
the
Dragon's
rants
Den are you?
in the office and be nice in front.
All right.
Like,
Yeah,
I
but,
think
but,
you're
but that's
Richard
not
Farley.
going to happen. Like,
if we get 5,000 likes on this video, there's not even 5,000 people watching, but if we get
Right.
5,000 likes on this video,
right? Then what?
we'll do live
But we won't
business
know, will we?
meetings.
Anyway, let's forget about that. I want to talk about fucking United. We finally start winning, and we talk about everything other than football.
It looked like Luke Shaw was running in sand there.
It did, didn't it? I was getting so angry. I was counting to 10 as I was watching that because I was about to
do you know what I think it
say
is?
something.
You know
that
when
I was
defenders
regretting.
slow
I was like-
themselves down so they win the foul?
I was like, why does he look like he's pulling a fridge?
He's too busy looking over his shoulder to
If
actually run.
that Brighton player had got there first, I'd have done the McKola and I'd have gone to the toilet.
Yeah. What, in your knickers?
Yeah.
Shot
I
of
still
Fergie.
proper hate us today.
Oh, shut up.
Do you want to know something I saw the other week?
Shut up now.
Yeah, shut up. And I hate bringing this up because it is a bit of a case of bringing up, just anyone's opinion for no reason. I saw someone on Twitter saying, "What's Fergie even doing at the game? He's not. He's technically.
I saw that.
He's not
I
even
saw
there."
that.
Like,
no, it was at Man City. They said,
yeah.
so he's allowed to go to the game.
Why is Fergie
but I'm
allowed
not
to
allowed
go
to
to
go
the
see
game?
my grandkids.
Yeah.
What?
You're like, yeah, sorry. If you are the driving force in world football for 25 years, you can go to a few
Also,
games.
is that work?
Yeah.
He's a director.
Exactly. But I'm
It's
just saying,
just-
I saw it, I'm thinking like, come on, find a different target.
Also, I hate them morons that are like, I haven't been able to see this for this long. Bruv, should have went. Go see him in your garden, bruv.
Yeah.
You letting Boris tell you, man, what to do. He doesn't even do them things himself. He's like, idiots.
Allegedly. On the old Boris and the old doing stuff against the law stuff.
Boris.
Boris is...
No, I don't mean allegedly on him doing
No,
stuff
you
against
should
the law.
win
I
that.
mean on Adam giving people carte blanche, fucking, you just go and
No,
break
but
the
people
law.
gone, I haven't seen my nan for a year.
Yeah.
You should have went 6 months ago when we could.
That's because she's dead.
Sorry, Joe.
Sorry.
Rest in peace.
Someone said Dan James makes the difference, doesn't he? Just say that's why we should keep him. I think, if anything, wouldn't you agree, Adam?
I think you should judge
Hopefully
him off.
double
I
arm.
think you should only judge Dan James off of his
this
first
game.
touch. This game.
I think we should judge him on
That's why I should.
I think we should judge him on his passport.
Hey, do you know what? I'd have loved to have been there. with
On
you.
his what?
Passport.
Oh no! What passport has he got? British.
British.
Have you got a red British one, or have you got the new blue one?
Oh, I don't know.
It's not even blue, it's black.
Is it?
Fucking idiots.
Ain't got
Oh,
one.
we want our blue passports.
Why
Here's
does that
the black
matter?
passport.
Why? Who cares?
Twats,
Oh, I shouldn't have brought this up.
Hey,
should
who goes on holiday going, this passport, mate? What's it?
Oi!
I get buzzing
look at
when it
that.
says I can go through the quick fucking lines, not fucking.
They let you through the
What's
quick
on
lines.
it? Well,
Eh?
I get extra pat down, though, don't I?
Fucking Home Office has gone to the dogs, hasn't it?
Get pat down and everything.
Hey, what's going on here?
Fingers.
Just letting anyone through now.
3 fingers.
Why
I
is it
remember
not
that.
gonna say-
You know,
one of
I'm
them at
that
the
guy,
airport.
you know. Do you know I'm that guy at the airport?
Eyeing up the security
So
guard.
we got back from India, yeah, not long ago.
Yeah.
And I was tired as fuck, yeah. And I've come through, yeah.
Keep high.
And an Asian
Hit the deck.
woman, yeah,
Good lad.
who works for the thingy, has stopped me, yeah. And nobody else, yeah.
Oh, I hate them ones.
And I've gone, are you being serious, bro?
Yeah.
You're doing this to me.
Yeah.
You're doing this to your own people, bro. And I went on a mad rant. I just fucking went off. I was so proud of myself. I fucking hate them, like. leave me
Fred
alone.
again. Fred, in the last minute and a half, has given away an easy pass to Bruno and a fucking easy pass to, I think it was either Luke Shaw or whoever it is on the left-hand side at the minute.
Stop
Look,
putting,
he's
he
putting
does
his
that
hand-
all
Oh,
the time.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm shit at football.
It's not my
Who did
fault.
that?
I'm shit. Fred. He's just given the ball away twice in about
But this is what
60
I mean when
seconds.
you've got people that are in the team that get laughed at when they shoot and people think it's cute that they run around
I
and they
don't-
can't pass on all this, that and the other. And you paid 50 million of the Queen's English pound for this cunt.
But what a lovely currency though, eh?
Jesus Christ, Mason.
We're fucking drifting here, aren't we?
Mason's just got.
You can't book Mason Greenwood for that.
Nah, he did book the other kid for the other thing.
But he didn't like, it's not like he booted it.
Nah,
he literally just stood in the way. I don't like this though because we're sitting in. It's a yellow card for Danny James, or at least it should be. Not that I want him to get booked. But studs
Feels
up.
like you do.
No, he didn't get
Here we
booked.
go. This is Man United versus Everton territory free kick, isn't it?
Fuck off.
About 40 yards out on United's right hand side.
Who's in control of
Chipped
Twitter
out
today?
into the.
Ronaldo Brown, I think.
Do you know what he's tweeted, lads?
Go on, elucidate me.
Gunwood.
Nice.
How old is he?
14.
Not Mason Greenwood. Ronaldo Brown.
Gunwood.
There's no composure here. There's no one getting a foot on the ball. It's just diving in, like giving
He just
away.
steps across him. Dan James just runs through the back of him for
Like,
no
you
reason.
don't need to do that there.
No, and it's another free
Use
kick.
your fucking head. Just asking for trouble.
I think it's 4-minute stoppage time as well.
Fuck right off.
Do you know who was the real difference to getting that goal? Donald van der Beek.
What, because he stood near the goal scorer?
But he does that all the time. Drags people
Stands
out.
near people.
Drags spaces open for other people to exploit. Did someone get kicked in their face? And I think there's going to be a penalty, you know.
I think he missed him.
Did you see what I saw?
Yeah, that's what I was shouting at. Bruno nearly
As the
kicked
ball
someone in the
went
head.
through,
Yeah.
lifted his leg in it.
I don't think he was near enough to him for him to go.
Now, you know what Donny van der Beek does, bro?
They're not even appealing for it.
He runs into positions, yeah. So then, in the 10 yards behind him, there'll be space for someone else to occupy. If you don't use that space,
He did
that's
against
your
Leicester.
but Donny van der Beek has still created that chance. He does it all the time, bro.
He does it. I don't think he did it then. I know what you mean. He did it perfectly against Leicester. Perfect
Fucking
example.
hell.
Where he
Oh,
runs
shit.
into that space.
Stream's gone.
Dummies it.
I say stream. We've got a legal stream.
Yeah, it's BT Sport, but it's the web version. He did it perfectly against Leicester, didn't he? Where he's dummies the ball, he makes that space in behind for Mason Greenwood to run into, and Greenwood sweeps the ball in. 2 goals in 2 games for Greenwood. Not been his best season, but that's a couple of goals now for him. How big would you say that is, Jay?
Massive. He deserves it. He's been playing well. He's been putting in good performances. And it's not him that's the problem.
No.
It's Manchester United team and it's some of the results we've been having. To be honest with you, we shouldn't be so reliant on a fucking 19-year-old anyway.
No.
But he's been playing out of position. He's been playing well. He obviously had a tough time of it early on in the season, and he showed what he's made of. And I couldn't. If I had to pick one player I'd have wanted to get that goal, it'd have been him. I think 1 or 2 others can learn from him. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, the goalie's got the ball 30 yards out there.
Goalie come out as a sweeper.
Got to win that.
Oh,
Aaron! Come on, man.
Oh my God.
On. He's got no one within 10 yards of him. He could have took it on his chest,
yeah.
Well done, Maguire. But in the end, he has a free header that he just heads down to their player and immediately puts pressure back on United.
Without jinxing us in case, before they're going to go and score their equaliser, before Brighton's equaliser, who is the...
Oh, fuck me, Fred. You're miles away from that.
Any competent midfielder clears that pass, man. Any competent person, bro. Get Fred out of Manchester, bro. Please.
Yeah, we'll save the man of the match until after this corner at least.
He's not better than Jemba, bro. I promise you. And this ain't a joke. I'm not just bringing up Jemba's name for bants. He's not better than him.
He heads it away there.
He's exactly like Jemba, you know. Remember how he used to run with the ball and have that shuffle before he passes, that little bum shuffle. Ooh. But I think Harry Maguire's been man of the match, is what I was going to say.
I would say between Maguire and Shaw for me.
Interesting.
Actually,
those two.
Actually, Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
For the pass. Which goal was it with that
Bruno,
pass?
the first goal. No, hang on a sec.
Scott, don't have
No, it was
none
the
of that
second
from
goal,
this
sorry. It was the second goal.
Come on, slabhead, headbutt him.
What happened there? It's offside, wasn't it? Don't know what's going on here. Given offside against Brighton, and then there's a bit of a scuffle there for no real reason. Probably Maguire just saying Lewis dunk shit.
I reckon Harry Maguire's very placid, yeah. Is that the right word? As in passive.
Calm.
And then when he gets angry, he fucks a motherfucker up.
Yeah.
Like...
Because he's big, isn't he?
Like, just wait.
Right.
Like, just the whole weight of him's coming through it.
Arthur McKinney.
And he probably... He won't hit you with the punch, but his arm...
Just everything hits you. Like, it's just 16 stone through you. Yeah. Like a real jawbreaker of a man, isn't he?
Yeah. Everyone had that guy at school, you know, the big fella that you...
Go on, Dan.
That was sound, but if you went too far, you got filled in by him. And Joe loves getting filled in by big boys at school.
At school? Sorry, what is this tale you're telling of underaged...
I never said...
Blow your fucking whistle, Dean, you scouser.
Fucking hell.
How is that not a fucking foul?
Oh,
Full time.
Bro, I don't know how we've won this game.
I can't cope with this.
I'm not. I didn't expect us to win this game.
Yeah, I know. You
I've
said we were
given up
shit,
on
we
the
ain't
game a long
winning. You
time.
said it
We
about
are
70
shit.
times.
We
We're
are
not shit. We're second. We're 4 points clear of Leicester. We're 9 points clear of Chelsea. Fuck all this. We're good. We are good.
It's an experience sitting next to him.
It is. It's a bad experience. No, it's not really, but you were so stressed
No,
then.
it is. I don't like doing these things.
I don't like.
My favourite ones
messing.
are when the game means nothing.
Watford in the cup was my favourite one.
Yeah.
I forgot we were playing at times.
I don't like doing
Yeah.
this.
Like,
It's like if you
but
sit near me in the Stretford end,
Uh.
you will hear me call people all sorts throughout the season.
Everyone does that though. Everyone does that, like. But when you're on this and it's like, I feel bad. Because you know, you go like, for fuck's sake, such and such about it. Fucking look at you. Everyone reacts like that when it's a mistake by a United player. Do you know what I mean? Like when the ball goes under Dan James's foot.
Mate, it's shit.
And you write off his United career.
I am right with a lot of what I've said today.
I'll give you the Fred one. I'll give you the Fred one. I'll give you the Fred one, but I'm not giving you the Dan James one. I'm being honest with you.
I'm speaking from a position of frustration and
Authority.
annoyance and all that. But we just won. I'm not saying it. We're Champions League. That's what we are.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it
Champions
today.
League, here we come.
We'll save it for pre-season when we're preparing for the next
Champions League, here we come.
Good result for Man United there. We will be back for the live review very shortly. The link is pinned in the comments.
United
Make
won.
sure.
Welb scored.
Yes.
It did not feel. It did not feel how we thought it would.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. The halo slips a little bit when I thought he was gonna get a penalty. Honestly, mate.
I'd been
and I
fuming.
wanted you to go and burn that shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
If you'd have got that penalty.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll
No, we're not burning those shirts of Danny Welbeck.
I know, but do you know what I mean? Had he got that penalty, I think we would have had to shift our
Nah, we can't.
membership of
Shift
the
our
Danny
love.
Welbeck fan club to someone else.
Let's just say.
Go on.
Let's from today speak Danny Welbeck sitting in this room
Yeah.
into existence. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the summer, he's not going to get picked for England.
Yeah.
We know that. 'Cause Southgate's a lunatic.
Yeah.
What's he doing, mate?
Yeah.
So he's going to come back to Manchester to see his family,
Yeah.
right? So he's going to be
Yeah.
down road.
Yeah. You know when you
And then
said
we're
the
gonna
other
get
day, your top 3 interviews, Rael Morrison was one of them. If you've not seen that, go and check out his interview with Rael Morrison. It's mint.
Yeah.
Danny would be in my top 3.
You got to bear in
Genuinely.
mind, my 3 has changed because Cantona got taken off the list.
Yeah,
Giggs
yeah.
got taken off. So there is another space now. Raval's off the list.
Yeah.
Fergie,
Mine would be Fergie.
Beckham, Wells.
Fergie. Beckham. Danny.
Fuck off.
And you know, if we interviewed Danny, it's got to be me and you.
Yes, mate.
Bro, it can't just be me.
But you'd have to do most of the talking, because I'd be like...
You'd be shell shocked, wouldn't you? Right, we'll talk more about this
Is
on
it
the
weird
review
if you do that?
in a few
Let's
minutes.
find out.
He's
Make
of age,
sure,
we're all right.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it
I like
out.
him at school.
The link is in the description
Getting
for.
filled in.
All I was
the
doing,
review.
I was
Go
losing my
on.
mind with
Go
Mike
on, you
Dean.
finish the
And all I
video.
heard, you know, you're not listening to someone. I just heard him say, filled in at school. And you going, what you want? Oh, that's it. You like lads filling you in at school. I was like,
3 academy products scored today.
what is going on here?
All for Man United.
3 academy products scored today.
Did there?
Welbeck, Greenwood, Rashford.
That's sick. Hey. That's what you don't get that down at the Etihad, do you?
No,
Hey.
certainly not.
Do you know what I mean? That's
Don't
why.
get any goals scored at the Etihad at the moment. Right, yeah. Make sure you join us for the review in a few moments. Me and Jay will be there. Adam McKola will be here with his review.
With his review.
And his fan cam later as well. So check all that out. Thank you very much for joining us. Big comeback win. Another one for Manchester United this season.
Tell you what,
2-1.
testing it.
Second place. We're not secure yet, but a big step towards it there for Manchester United. We'll see in a bit.